Hello?
Well, go
Yeah,
on.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know what happened. I thought my computer was about to crash.
Oh,
Hey everyone. It's all working now. Anyways, we're back again on Friday, just earlier time today, guys. It's UP SPURS TV, back with TJ. TJ, how you doing, man?
well, on, people. I'm good, man. How you guys been? Been a while since we've been streaming. You know, nothing
Yeah.
to the top.
I think
Well, a lot has happened during our time doing the Friday show. A lot has happened, but yeah, it's good that we're starting early. We can talk. We could talk for way longer. Oh
yeah,
shit! Yeah.
And Eugene, how you been, man?
Yeah, I'm doing well, doing well. Just want to wish everybody good Friday. And of course, the Easter holidays are up, right? Those who are Christian and to tell the truth, to me, everyone, I'm Malaysian, right? We are all programmed. I mean, not programmed. We are used to celebrating everyone's culture. So big up to all you guys, Christians, right? And then of course we are in the midst of Eid, right? In after the month of Ramadan. So yeah, it is what it is, right? All peace around the world, happiness, right? And that's the most important thing. Look after
Say kumbaya.
yourselves. Yeah, and kumbaya, hold your hands, right? And let's have a Deserby party.
Kumbaya, mate. um, but actually, let's talk about it quickly. Yeah, TJ, because you were ill in it, you didn't see it. I walked past the parade. I say parade. I don't know what to call it. I took a
Yeah.
small video, yeah, and I walked
Mm.
off to the chicken, innit?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
tell me why we were having people going.
Cool.
I don't know what we were
I'll be
celebrating.
so real. Yeah, I have a unique take on that topic, innit? So big up you,
Yeah,
has, innit? That's the
yeah,
first game I haven't gone to. Like,
yeah.
I
No,
usually
I
go
know.
to home games, innit? That's the first game I haven't gone to in a while. I was
Yeah.
feeling proper under the weather. I'll be so honest with you. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
said,
TJ, you were supposed to do the parade along with me, right? The kumbaya along.
yeah, yeah. I was meant to, man. I was literally so like I had a big migraine, man. I was under the weather,
Yeah,
innit?
I know.
And you know
Yeah,
what?
I
Yeah,
know.
and that's another thing as well. I try make every match game because obviously I post on TikTok and Instagram and on YouTube Shorts, so I do short form content. I don't know if you realize recently I've run out of content to post on my
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yeah. I've run out of content to post on my OnlyFans because basically every game week is I upload content on a day-to-day basis. So I kind of screwed myself in content creating, not going to that game. But enough said, didn't it? Cool. Going back to the question that you asked me, Hans, didn't it? Man, that's our fan base, man. Our fan base doesn't want to protest. They want to get behind I don't know what. The stuff that just like look, I get it. We need to get behind the fan. We have to get behind the players. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, to get some positive energy. We have actively been doing for months and months and months. This is not just under Igor Tador. It was under Frank. We as supporters, and maybe more or less you, because you pay for your season ticket.
Yeah,
You go to games every single home game. You actively have been supporting Tottenham. There's a lot more you can actually do,
I
right?
can't do anything else. To be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
So to have a mini parade before the game, because I saw the pictures. Remember, I live exactly in that vicinity, bro. I saw what was going on. That was a mini parade, which the turnout was amazing. The question I just asked is, look, hear me out when I say this. If we can bring everybody together for a parade, why can't we bring everybody together for a protest? That's my only problem. My problem is, look, on the grand scheme of things, you want to get behind the players, right? Which is a good a sign that we are all together. And I'm not necessarily saying it's wrong. I'm saying we're all together. Why don't we stand all together for the protest? Because the people that is the problem. It's not the players. Technically, It's not the managers. It's the owners. The owners have caused all of this mess. And as a Spurs fan, whether Van der Ven, Romero will be here next season or not, we are still going to be a fan of the club.
Mm-hmm.
Whether in the next 10 years, it's a whole different squad, a whole different manager setup, we will still be fans. So that's us actively supporting the club. We've always been a Tottenham fan. It's different if you haven't been a Tottenham fan and you're just deciding not to. We have actively. My concern is that nobody wants to deal with the problem. That is the main problem. The main problem is these owners.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I took a little ramble on in it.
Okay. Before I bring Joe,
No,
I just want to ask
TJ,
you.
I mean, no, Harry, I did a show about it with you guys, remember?
Yeah.
Right, what did I say? I did a show, Kumbaya, right? What the hell was the Kumbaya for? And in the end, right, how did it turn up? You get what I'm saying? Right? But the only thing all I can say now is that, right, what they did, yes, was a miscalculation on a lot of sense and perspective and all that, right? But then it showed the true colors of what our fan base is, right? And of course, that will lead up to what's going to happen. It will lead up to the part of, how would you say, this current dilemma that we're in, right? Everyone is being political and having their morality check and all that bullshit. But, right, in the end of the day, the parade, I understand. The walking out of the stadium, that is unacceptable. You get what I'm saying? You do all that hoo-ha, right, in front of the stadium, right? And to tell the truth, after that, what happens? When we go 2-0 down, everybody starts walking out. So
and that's what I don't understand.
Remember,
about the whole situation.
No, that's why I made a big fuss out about it. I made a show about it last week. Remember, Harry? Right? When I called out the home fans.
Yeah,
you with me. I'm saying I'm calling out the home fans now. What the fuck? Is it 10 minutes in? Oh, no, yeah, sorry. WTF, right? Why? You know, I understand. I'm in Malaysia, right? But I do my best. I try my best to push content out, to show the Asians, right? What is it like, right? To being a Spurs fan, right? I get TJ, I get Has, I get Elijah, I get a guy, right? All you guys who went to the protest, the first one when we had 2,000 people, right? We did the parade along. TJ was there with me. He was chasing after the bus. Remember? That was the parade along for the. Okay, I can't swear yet, right? For the effing. Yeah,
no,
for the effing trophy.
Hold on, one second, yeah, 1 second, UJ. I was chasing after the bus. No joke, I actually was. I walked from Edmonton.
Yeah, he was chasing after the bus. Yeah.
You need to understand my dedication. I walked all the way up from Edmonton, yeah, followed the bus up. Then I tried to intercept it. I went to Northumberland Park Road. Bro, listen, I was going all over the place. I'd done like nearly 20,000 miles on my feet, bro. Miles, no. 20,000 what you call it? Steps. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, steps. Imagine 20,000 miles on your feet, bro. That'd be crazy, bro. Yeah, I was all over the place.
Yeah, but the thing is that, yeah, so I do shows like that and all that, right? To try to bring the feeling of being a Spurs fan. The parade, you know, was something special to me. I will always remember it. Even though I wasn't in London, right? But being online and having this type of technology nowadays gives me the opportunity to actually try to feel what is happening in that area. With TJ live, right? I could hear all the fans cheering, the shouting and all that, right? And of course, we were able to watch of course, we had the screen, you know, watch the parade. It was showed on the Spurs YouTube channel and all that, right?
Yeah.
But then, for this Nottingham Forest game, like what TJ was saying, I'm not like what Nottingham Forest, like what TJ was saying. What's the point, right? Like what I was saying. I did a show last week. What's the point? right? When we do 15,000 people outside the stadium, right? But when we go down 2-0, half the stadium is empty. What's the point? Then the thing is that the only thing I can understand is that Spurs fans don't understand being a relegation battle kind of fans. They can't adapt to it, right? Once you go down, you lose heart and you walk out, right? So when that happens, right, what will that reflect onto the players? You can say not, and I'm talking now is Tudor time in the Nottingham Forest game, because I don't want to cross over to the De Zerbi part yet, right? Because he's a new appointment and all that. But if that happens with De Zerbi in the stadium too, right? How would De Zerbi feel? Yeah, but I'm not gonna go there yet, right? But all I'm saying now is that what happened for that period of time, bullshit. Can I swear now? Yes.
You just went, yeah,
fucking
we're
bullshit.
11 minutes in. 11 minutes in, so it's fine.
Right?
It's 11 minutes.
Yeah. So all I can say now, right? Like I've been saying all this while, the fans have to be the 12th man now. We got 7 games to save our butts from being sucked down the championship, right? Or being pumped up there, whatever. Right? So it is what it is, right? I'll put it over to Joseph now for his thoughts on what's happening, right? So because there are so many things to talk about, right? And I'm waiting for my car, waiting for my turn to get my car washed.
Yeah, because I'm leading the Zerbi thing like after a bit about Tudor. But first of all, Joseph, how you doing, man?
Yeah, no, I'm doing all right, thank you. Yeah, but, good to be back on the stream. It's been a long time. I come for a big one today, haven't I? To be honest with you, so a lot's happened since the last stream you did. A lot's happened actually. Like, have you even done a stream since the Atletico Madrid game? You did, didn't you? Right?
I can't remember. Because you know what?
No, we did. We did that in Atletico Madrid. We haven't done. I'll tell you what the topics we haven't done.
Yeah.
We haven't done Ego to door sacked. We haven't done that.
Yeah, that's the next thing. That's the next thing.
I'm just listening. Yeah, I'm just listening to topics. Yeah. We haven't spoke about the parade. Yeah. That's what we're talking about right now.
Oh yes, yeah.
We haven't. Obviously, it's obvious we haven't spoke about De Zerbi.
No. Yeah,
so there's quite a few things to talk about, but yeah, carry on. I just wanted to list the topics so you know, like where we are in the Spurs verse.
What about how the actual Nottingham Forest game went as well? To be honest with you,
we haven't done that yet. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, you know,
I don't really want to talk about the Forest game because
we didn't touch on it though. We touched on it.
But I was gonna say, sorry, before I carry on, like obviously it was reported. I don't know whether the people who organised it was CFT or they were involved in it, and then Change of Tottenham were involved in it, which is a bit contradictory, I thought. Also, the players apparently were not on the bus. I mean, I kind of thought that anyway, but I think a lot of fans went there in expectation to be like the parade, where the players would be on the bus.
Hold on. You're saying the Spurs players wasn't on the bus?
No,
some bullshit.
That's not what I heard.
So what's the point?
What's the point?
That's what I'm trying to say.
No. I'm so sorry, Joseph, man.
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I didn't even know that was a factor because I didn't go to the actual parade. So
he wasn't there. I was there. I didn't stay at the parade. I just took a video. You probably don't remember. It was on my Instagram. I took a video of like the amount of people that were there to have like a record of it, sort of thing, to see how many people. And I went to Chick King, so I didn't stay for the actual parade. Like, but I had to walk through there because when you walk through the where the shuttle bus drops off Wood Green, right, and you have to walk through that little bit.
Yeah.
So you have to go through where the parade was. I had to go through it. I had no choice. And then walk around. So I did see how many people. There was a lot of people. It was probably like who was on the bus. I don't know who was on the bus, but it weren't the players.
I'll be honest with you. You know what? Yeah, from where I live in it. Yeah, I can tell you, it was a good 100 odd.
It was a lot of people, man. It was a lot.
A good 100 odd. I'll be so real. It was a good 100 odd because that whole subsection from White Hart Lane was chock-a-block, bro.
Yeah, to be fair, when I saw obviously on I was watching some lives, like when we were on Tottenham TV recorded it live, it looked like there was like thousands of people there. There's like 10,000, 15,000 people on the high road. So about 10,000 people walked High Road before this. This is like an hour and a half before the game started, wasn't it? An hour and a half before, 12:30ish.
Yeah, something like
yeah.
that.
Bloody hell.
But what did you think of the actual like? Because I haven't spoken to you about it anyway in person. Even though I saw you the other day. What do you think about like the actual doing the parade and like the fact CFT were involved to me was a bit strange because obviously they've been protesting against the club.
You know what? In hindsight, obviously in hindsight we look like a laughing stock, don't we? Doing it to tell you, look, because obviously when you do it, you do all that before a game, leave early, like Lucian was saying, when we're 2-0 down. When that's when you should need the fans the most when the game's going on, and you know, it would look like maybe a laughing stock because you know we do it. It's like we're parading the streets. It's like we haven't won anything. It's not the lowest of the lows. Like this is like the lowest that we've been in terms of like me. Well, certainly me supporting Spurs. Probably you the same, Harry, as well. I don't think I've seen us any worse than this. Like, this is the worst I've seen us. The worst position I've seen. You know.
It is same with me, Joseph. Even though I've been going a bit longer, it's the same as me.
Even under Harry Redknapp. You know when he took over. Do you remember when we had we're 8 games in, and we almost had 2 points from 8 games. It was only 8 games. It wasn't like anywhere near as bad as this. This is like 7 games to go, and we're 17, and we're only just 1 point above the relegation zone. I've never seen it so bad. But
can you guys hear me?
I understand what the fans were doing in terms of they were trying to obviously G up the team.
How's the sound? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, my bro. We can hear you.
I was just trying to.
Go.
I was just trying to. I think what fans are trying to do, they're trying to G up the team, obviously, to try and hopefully get some sort of reaction on the pitch, which we haven't really seen. There's not been enough unity in teams. I mean, the problem with our fan base at the moment is everyone. The only unifying thing we do between us is we all want us to stay in the division. Pretty much, that's what everyone wants to do. That's the only real unifying thing between the fans. I think no one knows, and obviously, no one knows. Everyone has different ideas. Blame who's this, who's that, what we need to do next, who the next manager should be. It's such a divide in the fan base at the moment. I've never seen the divide so much. Everyone's, you know what I mean? You know, you talk to, no one knows what the solution is. Do you see what I mean? This is the issue I've got. No one knows what the best solution is. Do you mean? You know, so obviously,
our fan base has always been divided, no matter what.
Yeah, but this is I understand that, but this is the biggest divide I've seen, though. This is like the biggest. If you talk to any Spurs fan, they will have different opinions to you. Like normally in the past, you normally have at least a few that would agree with you. But the thing is, now we're like, you talk to anyone, everyone has different ideas of what you think is best. Do you mean? You know what I mean? No one knows what the best thing is and how we can get out of this mess.
You know what? Can I just wait. Oh, sorry. You want to go? I was just going to say, I wanted to just add to his argument. I just want to say 2 things. The reason why nobody knows is because there's no actual plan and structure from the top.
No.
You get where I'm coming from? So, like, ultimately, we all have our own opinions, which is 100% correct. We're all entitled to our own opinions, right? But for me, we're not the owners of this club. The owners actually have to have a plan in place for us to go further. Like, we need to know what we're going to do in the next 5 years. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Where do we want to be? Because look, I can tell you this, innit? Yeah, I can tell you, if you ask Arsenal, what is their 5-year plan? You already saw their 5-year plan, and their 5-year plan is to what? Win the title. Every single year, they're trying to build on that same aspect. There's a plan. Whether they're successful or not, that's up to them in self, right? However, at least they have a plan. As an Arsenal fan, you can see the direction your club is going. When you look at Man City, when you look at Liverpool, okay, right now they're in termite, right? But you know, they always have a plan in place. Tottenham, sadly, hasn't had a plan in place for the last decade.
No. Well, I mean, being honest, I mean, when else the owners have had a plan? Like, when did these owners have plans? I'm saying, you know, when they ever back the plan, whatever plan they've had. Do you mean, you know what I mean? Because every manager comes in.
Guys, we have a plan. We always had a plan. You must. The thing is that what is the plan then?
What's the plan?
The plan is to be sustainable. Right? That was the plan. Right?
But we're
have you not noticed, right? For 20. for 25 years, our plan was to be sustainable, right? It wasn't about the football. You can say that. If you talk about the football plan, we have a plan, right? Our plan wasn't a good plan, right? Because we keep sacking managers. You can say that. The problem with Spurs was, right, under the Levy era it was a very simple thing, right? The owners listened to the fans too much. When they wanted Poch out, they sacked Poch. When the fans weren't happy with Jose, they sacked Jose, right? When the fans weren't happy with Conte, they sacked Conte, right? That's why I was when they were speaking to Frank, right? I was saying be Enoch in because they're doing something totally opposite. Then when they sacked Frank, I went back to Enoch out because you are not sticking to the plan, right? Even if the plan is shit, you have to stick with it. You understand that? But the problem is that we always have been reactive, right? We've never been proactive. So this is what we get at where we are, right? And as fans, right? And I've been saying, whatever happens, right? We don't own the club. Number one, decisions aren't made by us. Number two, right? So all I can say is, right? Whatever happens, if we don't protest, we don't show our displeasure, shit still continues as it is, we deserve what we get, right? Because to tell the truth, I've been saying the most appropriate model for football should be the German style, where the fans own 51% of the club. So at least the fans have power to say something. But of course, nowadays, it will never happen because football, the money is too big now. You get what I'm saying? Who's going to give it to you? No one's going to give it to you. That's what I'm saying, right? But when you talk about seeing what has happened, what is going to happen, and what's already happened, we can't do jack shit about it because it's already happened. We are in this scenario now because we have been, pussios for so long, right? Winning our first trophy in 17 years, we sacked the manager that wins the trophy, right? I never wanted him sacked, right? Because he built a winning mentality and you take away that. And when Frank came in, he had a loser mentality, a defeatist mentality, which emanated throughout the squad. You can see now, every time we go down, a bad decision against us, our heads go down and we collapse. Simple as that. So what can we do? Now all I can say is that, right, being a Spurs fan, it doesn't matter what happens. That's why a lot of people doing shows now are talking about the future, the this, the that. Bro, we haven't even gotten out this relegation battle yet, right? Hope De Zerbi wins one game, right? And that will bring back the confidence to the fans, right? To the players, right? And of course, to the owners, right? That they've done to the board and the owners and all that, they've done something right. But at the moment, right, if we continue in this slump, guys, right, buckle up for the championship. That's all I gotta say. Right, buckle up for the championship. But we are always jumping the gun. We do not look we always jump the gun, right? It's like we premature ejaculate all the time. You get what I'm saying? Right? Being Spurs fan, the only one time that we don't do that and we get an actual result, we don't even appreciate it, we diminish it, we make fun of it, right? And we don't respect it. You get what I'm saying? Right? That's why I said karma is a bitch. I've been saying karma is gonna be a bitch to us from the time we sacked Ange from the first game, right? And from the Frank collapse, right? I said, this is what we deserve. You get what I'm saying? This is what we deserve. We hound out managers. We hound out what? To tell the truth, when Romero came out and called out the owners and the board 2 times, he was never disciplined. What kind of club are we? Right? No. We are being run by the players, right? And to tell the truth, right? I'm a Spurs fan. I'm not a Romero fan. I'm not a VDV fan. I'm not a Kane fan, right? In their day, I love Spurs. You get what I'm saying? And if fans don't understand that, right? That's why you see, when Sonny left that stadium, right? What happened? 99% of the Korean fans disappeared, bro. They all flew to LA. Right? So it is what it is, right? But I'm still a Spurs fan and I'm in Malaysia and I still support Spurs. Simple as that.
But yeah, so do you know what? We're going back to the fan thing, right? To be fair to the fans on that day, though, on that day of the Nottingham Forest game, I know they left early, but before the game, the fans did everything they could to give the players a real sort of like lift, and the players a real sort of confidence. And to be fair, for the first 40 minutes of that game, obviously, I'm not saying we're going to say we're brilliant, but I'm going to say we're in control of the game. You know, we were looking a better team, we're playing well, we're playing okay, and then after that, then we're looking a more dangerous, yeah, and then. So, but I'll tell you where it all started from, and I know you're jumping a little bit here, but it all started from Tudor's 11 he picked, from the starting 11 he picked in the game, when he didn't build on what was good about the Atletico Madrid game and the Liverpool game. When Xavi Simons played his best game in a Spurs shirt, and then the guy literally, what's the reward? He gets benched the next game. I mean, and then you know that Forest midfield has a very, very physical midfield, and Anderson, Sangare, and Morgan Gibbs White. And what does he do?
Yeah.
Leave our best number 6 on the bench, Paulinho. Our most physical player, who was back, by the way. He was back, so you can't say that he was on the bench. It wasn't like he was like not injured or he's injured or anything. Instead, he tried to go for athletic with Sarr and Gray. And Gray was been brilliant, so I understand Gray in the team. But why is Sarr still playing? Why have we not got midfield where Paulinho should be playing in midfield, trying to go up against the Gibbs White? You know Gibbs White's the best player on their team.
I think it was a problem also because he played a 2-man midfield as well. On top of that, because
against 3-man midfield, against like Gibbs White and Anderson. To me, it was their team way better than our two. No offense to Gray and Sarr, but Gibbs White is definitely Anderson are definitely better above them in caliber.
Anderson's top player. He's going to go to City in the summer. I keep reading anyway. So for like 100 million.
But no, but it's just like, I mean, and it's just like, so it all started. So the fans did their bit before the game, but then for me, where it all started going was when I was watching the game in the pub, right? And I was saying, the first thing I mentioned was when I saw starting 11. Me and another guy talking. I'm thinking, why the hell is Simons on that bench? I couldn't believe I was gobsmacked. I mean, how on earth is he?
I thought he was going to play like a 4-2-3-1 or something of that thing. How he's playing like Xavi, Paulinho, and Gray. That's probably what I would have done, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe not.
Taken one of the strikers out. You should have taken one of thing out. Well, you should have taken Solanke or Chance. One of them out. Maybe take Solanke out.
Play Marnie off the left. That's what I think my plan was. That's what I would have done. Play Marnie off the left and with Xavi.
But Joseph, I got this. Yeah, I got this question, guys. It's very simple. Have you not noticed this whole season, right? We have not played a consistent first 11 in any game. We chop and change all the time, from Frank all the way to Tudor.
And also to add to that, he doesn't play the players in the positions where they play at their peak. If you get where I'm coming from, but that can come down to a few things. No,
I understand. But the thing is that I'm saying,
go for it.
The thing is that I understand. The things that I understand that part too, right? But the problem is that, right? Even if you play the players out of position, you play them consistently. You have a good game, you play them consistently, right? From the Liverpool game, we chop. We did put up a good performance against Liverpool, but Liverpool was shit, right? You had to admit that too, right? We chop, we change. Then we go to A Madrid, we change, right? Yeah, A Madrid was a dead rubber, right? We beat A Madrid, hoo-ha. What for? Like I was saying earlier, right? A Madrid was a very simple thing. It was a contained and controlled scenario, right? Where if we go 2-0 up, they come back 2-1. We go, then they pack us back, right? Then we score one more, right? So it goes back and forth. Everything is under control. You understand, for the A Madrid game. Then, of course, when we go to the Nottingham Forest game, he chops and change again. So there's no consistency there, right? So the players are confused. Yes, number one, they're being played out of position. Number two, I play today, I don't play the next. I play the first game, I don't play the second game. I play the third game, I don't play the fourth game. So this has been going on. How do you say it? Throughout the whole season. I've been seeing this in every game that we have in this season. We have not played the same 11, if I'm not mistaken, the same 11, right, for at least 2-3 games. You get what I'm saying? So how do you expect them to understand each other? And of course, you have to bring in the injuries and all that. But in the end of the day, that's what the manager is there for, right? He's supposed to solve all these problems. It's not my fault. I'm a fan, right? I just watch the games and I comment.
Jump in because I haven't said too much about Tudor. The question we need to ask ourselves as a fan base, not just a fan base, the owners have to ask themselves, why would you appoint someone like Tudor?
They were desperate.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, that wasn't who I wanted. I already told you who I wanted. I wanted someone that knew Premier League.
Have you noticed?
Huh?
Go for it.
No, guys, have you not seen it, right? We've been lied to for 25 years and we are still being lied to, right? When we brought in Frank, it was a 30 manager short list, a long list or short list, and 10 requirements, blah, 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 right? Then what happens now is that we bring in De Zerbi, right? Langer says what? Oh, he was actually our main target all the time. Why come up with all this bullshit and lies, right? Because number one, our club has an ego, right? They can't admit that they are wrong. You get what I'm saying? First of all, we have to humble ourselves first as a club, right? So this scenario that we are in, right? I was hoping that they will learn to be humble, but now, right? We are picking up from all the old Paratici managers that are bringing back in now. Tudor was suggested in December or November as a replacement for Frank. We didn't take him. We hung on to Frank. Didn't buy the players to support Frank during the January transfer window. Then he screws up. Then we bring in Tudor in February, right? And to tell the truth, I don't blame Tudor that much, right? Because all I've seen is, right? I mean, of course, sorry to say, RIP to his to the things that has happened to his family and all that, right? But the thing is that Tudor shouldn't have taken the job. You get what I'm saying? Tudor was, I think, in the same scenario like when Ange took the Nottingham Forest job.
Yeah, I blame Tudor, but I also blame these owners because these owners don't have no common sense when it comes down to appointing, and they don't have no backbone. Vinay, Land, and let me land because I haven't actually said my part on Tudor yet. So let me land. I blame our owners because they don't have no backbone. Yeah, when you're appointing a manager in a relegation fight, you look at two aspects. These aspects are: one, what is the teams around us like? Two, do we have better quality than the other teams? Now, in my opinion, and in fact, there's a third aspect. Do you actually understand how the Premier League works? That's another aspect to this actual topic, yeah? For me, the reason why I wanted a manager like a Sean Dyche, I'll tell you why. I was screaming Sean Dyche from before Frank got sacked. Harry, you were on the show, you know? I was screaming, we need Sean Dyche way before because we are looking like a team that is facing relegation. And for me, a team that's facing relegation, if we can take losses and turn them into draws, that's a relegation fighting mentality. The fact of the matter is, Igor Tudor came in with, and the only thing that he had on his CV is he has been at many clubs and he's started great. But there's no proof of anything going from past that. So we appointed someone, and look, I fell into the trap. I said maybe this is what we need because can I be honest with you? I didn't want Igor Tudor, but when I done my research, I was like, maybe this is something that we Tottenham. I'm all fair. Listen, I'm 100. You know, when it comes down to these states, I'm 100. I said maybe Igor Tudor is something maybe that. Because we weren't going to go for Sean Dyche now, yeah? So I was like, maybe he wins. He starts winning quite often, you know? He has a mentality of winning, you know? In terms of keeping teams up. Man, he has no clue about how the Premier League works. Our midfield, in most of the game, got ran through like Bronny Boo.
Yeah.
I swear down. Yeah. You know what? In several occasions, different matches, several occasions, you saw my man switch up, change positions, and make sure, even the players were confused about what he was trying to do. That shows.
DJ,
Go for it.
No, TJ, it's a very simple thing, right? When Tudor came in, I was willing to give him 3 games, right? But after the Crystal Palace game, right, it was so clear that the players weren't playing for him. You get what I'm saying? It was so clear. You get what I'm saying? So when the players aren't playing for a manager, right, that means and they come to the owners, TJ, we know the owners, right, from Levy to Enid until now, right? They've never made a correct decision on football. How many times? For 25 years, we've been saying this. It's the same shit over and over again. We know it. And the main problem is that when you run a multi-billion business, right, and you chop the head, right, and you know that head, right, has got every finger in everybody's butthole controlling everything. And if you take it out, right, it all goes into disarray. Like I was saying earlier before again, right? Apart from the football being a mess, right? The operations of the club has been in a mess. Then now they're looking into the finance of the club. It's a mess too. Because we've been in the red for the past 5 years. And a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. And I say, no. If you're running a business, right? Yeah, being in the red is one thing is, being a business, right? A lot of businesses will not declare profits because they don't want to pay taxes, right? But now there are more stories coming out, right? They are being paid director fees, right? And there's one director who has been paid at least £5.6 million last season, right? And we all know who that director is, right?
Yeah.
That got sacked, right? Imagine if they don't take dividends, it's one thing. But they take director fees. You get what I'm saying? So that is one part that's been covered up. You get what I'm saying? Right? In a company. And number 2 is that Spurs is not a public listed company. So they are not held into account that stringently because, right, it's still a private limited company. There are different rules to it. You get what I'm saying? And the thing is that Levy always bullshit us by saying, "Oh, we are like a public listed company because we have about 20 or 30,000 shareholders, right, who are the minority, right, and they're becoming diluted more and more each time, right? Every time Enid pumps in 100 million, 150 million, 200 million into it, right? That's what you call being diluted. You get what I'm saying now? So at this moment in time, to tell you the truth, I don't care about the finance. I don't care about. I don't care about the finance. I don't care about what's happening left, right, and center. How they're running club. I care the most now. The most important thing, it's the football, right? How are we gonna get out of these 7 games? How many points can we get out of these 7 games to ensure our survival? That's all I care about now, right?
Yeah,
and I've been saying, I don't want us to get relegated, right?
Nice
but if we
delegation.
need to get relegated, then we go into the delegation part, right? Right.
Yeah, no. I believe it's too late, to be honest with you. But then again, you know what? Eager to door deserved the sack. He wasn't up for the fight. Sorry for his loss. But
hard to go out to him though. To be fair, for what happened after that, of course, off the field stuff right after the Forest.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was literally just gonna say like sorry for his loss, and yeah, man, it's a business. We keep moving in it. So I think he left at the right time because I believe his head is not in the game now as well. Having a big loss, as well, plays a part. You need to let me be honest with you. Tottenham comes first in all aspects of things. Yeah, cool. But now we've brought in the Zerbi, and I just want to start this topic up with the Zerbi personally.
TJ, can I say one more thing about Tudor?
Sorry. You didn't say. Yeah, these people hog the mic too much. Yeah, go for it.
so like for me, I think he came into Tottenham. Remember, he said he was so confident he was going to keep us up, right? I mean, all those, was it 2 months ago now that he said?
Yeah.
He came in thinking from the outside that the situation was a lot less worse than he thought, and I just think he had that first game or 2 games, and he realised afterwards, crap, like
it's also a Fulham game. after the Fulham game,
he realised how bad it was. He realised how bad it was, and then I think he just couldn't fix it, I guess. But Joseph, what did you think? Like, do you think?
Yeah. So do you know
what was your take on Tudor's? Like, what was it? 5 games he had with us? Is it 5 games?
5 league games and 2 cup games. Yeah, and Champions. Well,
you know,
let's not talk about the first game because that was probably the worst 20 minutes since Newcastle when we lost 6-1.
Yeah,
that's the worst 20 minutes, I think. Yeah. But anyway, I'll say in terms of if I know the teacher was saying if you looked when he looked at all the clubs he's been at, if you looked at he's obviously like normally he's had fast starts at them all, but if you really look at it, because being a guy that watches Serie A often week in week out, I do, right? Yeah, and haven't seen it for years. I would say the thing about Tudor is if people actually did their homework on it, is that he's not really been in many relegation battles. He's not saved many teams from relegation. He's normally been
true. It is true.
He's been a manager that's often lifted a team that's just out of Europe to get into Europe. Like, for example, Juventus and with those clubs. So when he was Juventus, right? Let's take Juventus' job. That's his last job back before Spurs, right? When he first came into Juventus, it was in April, right? They sacked Thiago Motta. They brought him in for the last 2 months, yeah? And I think they were just outside the Champions League place at the time. And what he did was he secured top 4 with them. He got them Champions League. Yeah. And obviously did really well there with Juve those 2 months. But then you look at how it started next season. So obviously Spurs will probably looked at it and thought, because we not comparing us to Juventus because we're nowhere near as historically as good as them, but we are obviously in a big club in our own league, club. They probably thought, oh right, okay, this is going to be a job that if he can do that with Juventus and there's Serie A, there's no reason why he can't lift Spurs because we've got good players in our own right, we should be doing much better than we are. And then because when you think about when he first came in, I don't know how many points were we above the relegation zone when he first came in. Actually, I don't think I think we weren't that close to it. Were we?
No, we were 16, and I think we were 16th place, and I think we were like 3 or 4 points away from relegation.
Yeah, we're probably like 6-7 points clear relegation.
I think he was about 3 points off the relegation zone or something like that, 3 or 4 points.
He joined on Valentine's Day, I think.
He joined after the Newcastle defeat, remember? The Newcastle 2-1, that was Frank's last game. Yeah.
But he joined on Valentine's Day, man.
And we had 29 points at the time.
My point is that
we're 3 or 4 points away from West Ham, right?
Yeah.
And we've been losing. Yeah.
Yeah, usually my point was though, is that I don't know if this first
I think we were 3 or 4 points. Not we weren't about 6 points away.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean. So we weren't that. You see what I mean? We were still close. We weren't that close. So obviously they probably brought him in thinking, maybe he can get us up into mid-table comfortably, that kind of thing. That's what the ball probably thought. This guy, he can come in and do that. And then because he's got an uplift with Juventus, because he came there when he joined Juventus, they were just outside the top 4, and he got into the top 4. That's basically what he did, and he was still confident in them. And then, the point is he's not really a manager that sort of normally saves teams in a relegation battle in the Premier League as well. Like he's not Prem proven, but it's not just Prem proven. Forget that. It's more that he hasn't really saved many teams from relegation, even in Serie A. He's been a team that joins a big team in Europe, so. It was naive on the board to appoint him because we weren't even anywhere near that position that the Juventus were in, for example.
That's why I was saying at the time, why not go for a manager that understands the Premier League, understands what relegation battles mean, and we had to be honest with you, we could have brought in Sean Dyche. At that
he was available at the time, right, wasn't he? He was available. He just got sacked from
100%. And I know by definite. Obviously, now Sean Dyche turned us down, as you know, why we got the next manager. Well, I would say a better valid manager for our future. But in terms of just like for Sean Dyche, then I thought that was a perfect appointment. Whether we go down or we stay up, appointing Sean Dyche, it would have been better than appointing Igor Tudor.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even appointing someone like a show or something at that point would have been fine, would have been okay, because that would have been, you probably would have been all right. Because remember, this is what happened when, at least he's someone that knows the club and sort of is like, what the club stands for, and would have probably got us through in 3 months. It would have been fine. It's basically like what he did
big up, Scotty.
December in 2013 when ABB got sacked. He just came in knowing that 6 months, rest of the season, you know, he'll just see it through. Comfortable job, came sixth. That thing, you know what I mean? You know, like I think he would have probably got us around 14th, 13th end of the season. You would have got it if he came in then. I think we'd have been okay. Now it's like a bit dicey. We're not so sure now because obviously we'll get on to him in a moment on the next part of the show. But the point is, you know, like I wonder whether we can't afford his style to take time to implement. He just needs to come in.
Can I start that topic with De Zerbi?
Yeah.
I really want to have my say on that.
Before we start, I just want to ask everyone, how many points do you think we need to survive? For Joseph, how many points? Because
don't ask that question right now. Don't ask that question right now. Wait, no, you should ask it after the De Zerbi. Because then at least then we have our opinion in if De Zerbi is going to be a good fit or not. And then you say this question.
Because Scott also said that he prefers Dyche to De Zerbi as well, because I've got that saved.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So ask that question. We answer that question after the De Zerbi, in my opinion. That question is more related after De Zerbi, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just to finish on Tudor, though, just to say, you know, I mean, ultimately, it never worked out. It wasn't going to be, he wasn't the guy, he wasn't anywhere near the guy for us. I don't think bringing a disciplinarian like that was also the right choice because, you know, if they really did their homework, you know, players needed to, like, unfortunately, these players are brittle, man. Like Spurs, and I do blame them a lot, by the way. Let's be clear here. The players aren't playing to their potential either. But the thing is they sit like you guys were saying earlier. Is any little thing goes against us in the game, and we are literally the confidence is gone on the floor. We can't bounce back. So we need someone that's going to be able to just instill some confidence into them and tell them how good they are, rather than someone's going to say, "Oh, you're crap at this, rubbish at this." I mean, and then things like that. That was no good to bring him in. But just and then it's a final point before I finish as well. Is that with Tudor though, did you know? Isn't there an argument to be said that when you think the two games we actually did supposedly well in with Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, when you think about it, he didn't have to make many decisions because the people that were out that game, Romero was out the Liverpool game, Van der Ven was out in the Liverpool game. Who else was that? There was those people out of it, wasn't there? What's his name? There was quite a few out of the game. Romero was out with a head injury. Van der Ven was suspended. Paulinho was suspended. That's got a head injury. Sorry, he was out. So isn't there an argument to say that he did, when he had to actually make decisions, actually had players available? So it wasn't to do with the injuries then, because the thing is, he actually played best in the games we had the most injuries.
Yeah, but then you can use the argument. You can use the argument that against the Atletico Madrid games, they already knew they were ahead. So technically, they were defending, like Eugene said. Yeah, they didn't need to win that game. To be honest with you, they knew they were through, right?
Yeah.
Liverpool game, for example, I can't remember. Listen, that was so far long ago, man. I'll be so honest with you.
It's a very easy team to pick. Any of us could have picked it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There was no decisions to be made. To me,
the Liverpool game, of course, it's easy to pick, right? The Liverpool game, right? We only had 13 fit first team players. Who else is going to play, right? You got no choice, right?
Make decisions. And I'll tell you now, from playing my 11-a-side team and like running a team like how it is now, because I've actually been helping to run a team while my captain's been out. And I can tell you now, I enjoy picking an 11-side team when it's got 11 players available rather than, say, 15 players available. It's a lot harder to pick when you've actually got 15 players because, for example, like you have to disappoint 4 people by natural, don't you? To say, you can't start and then, you can't play this many minutes. You can only come on this time. Whereas if you actually had 11 players, you have to make decisions. It's a lot easier to pick. You know what I'm saying? As a team, in a team as well. So you could say, you play here, you play there. We know what the team's going to be. Do you mean? I feel like the thing is that when he had to make decisions against Forest, when he had his players back, he had Solanke back, Richarlison back, everyone back. I mean, he had Gallagher's back as well. Paulinho was back. And Cherry Simmons was there. He made the wrong decisions. Believe it or not, he made the wrong decisions because he wasn't able to make the big decisions, and he wasn't able to call them correctly. That's the thing.
All right. Okay. Cool. Are we going to start with De Zerbi? Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. So he wasn't good enough. That's it. Simple as that.
All right. So, Roberto De Zerbi to Tottenham. Yeah. Is it a good idea? or is it a disaster waiting to happen? Because for me, this is how I see it, really and truly. Yeah. Because on one hand, this manager is a manager with a very clear identity. Yeah, he plays modern day football. And I actually done massive research on this De Zerbi topic. And there is a good serious hype about him. The way he likes to play out the back. The way he likes to do intricate passing. There's so much. Like we saw it at Brighton. We saw it at Marseille. Even he did implement. He's a very good manager. Most of the teams that press right now adapted it from De Zerbi. Factually, if you actually look at how football has changed, De Zerbi was one of the main factors of why football has changed in this dynamic way, right? But on the other hand, yeah, this is where it kind of like there's like a black dust around De Zerbi. All the controversies that he's in, he also has big ego problem. And you know what? As well, when you actually look at who De Zerbi is as a person, he stands on his morals. He's worse than Conte, because at least Conte would, will tell us how it is. De Zerbi will throw his toys out the pram. If you know what De Zerbi's like as a characteristic, he will say, "Yeah, yo, you're not backing me. This is why I'm playing like this." And you know what? Even up to the interview, that interview. I don't know if you guys watched the interview. He spoke about his he spoke about his principles. I'm just going to highlight something within the interview. He spoke about his principles and he said, "This is how I play. I don't compromise on how I play." So he's a very, very stubborn manager. Let's make it very clear. He's more stubborn than Conte, And then there's another segment to this whole thing. It's a huge financial gamble from Tottenham. If obviously now these reports are not rumor now. These are reports that are true, innit? He's been offered a 5-year contract, with up to £12 million plus a massive bonus to come to Tottenham. And listen, let's make it clear, yeah. Listen, £12 million a year, bro. He could donate me at least 500k, man, because generally that's money. That's money.
All right, guys. I'm gonna shut this all down now, right? I don't give a fuck how much De Zerbi is.
Wait, hold on, Eugene. Let me land in it, yeah, because I haven't actually had my say in it. Let me land in it, yeah, before you try to rebuttal things, yeah. For me, it's a huge financial gamble based on Tottenham's standard, especially the fact that we could be going to the championship. Although De Zerbi did confirm that he's willing to stay at Tottenham. In the interview that he done, his first interview, he did actually confirm that he's willing to stay. But the contract itself is outrageous. It's like basically we're putting a whole future on this one manager, which I'm not really too. I would say, in a way, I'm not too. A good word for it. I'm not too
enthusiastic.
Yeah, 100%. Because look, we can put all the money down, yeah. But if you're putting your whole financial portfolio down on one manager, and this is how I see it, yeah, it can end terribly. We could be in a recession for years and years on if it goes wrong.
Have you landed yet?
Yeah, I've landed yet.
Go for it. Okay, if you landed, this is what I'm gonna say, right? I don't give a fuck how much we're paying him, right? What he's been given, and the blah 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 that's going out there. The most important thing now is that, right? He must get a tune, right, out of this bunch of shithead, right, to perform again, to play like footballers again, right? To show some passion, some intelligence, right? And I really hope, right, he comes in, right, his methods and whatever, how he does it, he gets the message through to the guys, right? Of course, we're going to talk about, let's get past stage 1 now. Guys, we are like, sorry to say, right? We are like having a terminal disease. You get what I'm saying, right? If we don't get past stage 1, of trying to solve this disease that we have to stop, right? It doesn't matter how much we pay him, how long he stays, and what's going to happen. Even if we go back down to the championship, right? Remember, we were doing shows and I was saying, what was his clauses, right? Will he get a relegation clause in it? And, you know, how will he react, right? I don't care about the pay package because to tell the truth, right? That's the owner's money, right? The most important to me, right, is the results on the pitch. We've got 7 games for him to prove that he can actually get us out of this shit, right? Like earlier, that's what Henry was asking, right? How many points do we need to survive? I think we need at least 7 to 9 or 10 points, right? And it also has to depend on what West Ham does and what Leeds does and what Nottingham Forest does, right?
The thing I'm going to say to rebuttal you,
we're looking too far.
All these things don't matter. You don't give a fuck about the finance. Hold on, hear me out. This is so important to Tottenham's history in itself, because if it doesn't work, you'll stop paying a manager
TJ,
million for the next 5 years.
Wait.
If we do end up going down, plus the 129 million that is in debt, we will never see the Premier League again. This is a factor in all of this. The finances are important as well.
The thing is, okay. DJ, that's why we have been in a finance. No, DJ, that's why okay. You guys have to understand, right? We've been in the red for the past 5 years. Last year, our losses was 129 million pounds, right? This year is going to be more, right? If we drop down the championship, it's going to be extra more, right? I know what you're saying, right? Of course, the finance is important. I understand that. But what I'm saying that we have to look at it now. Right?
As a Spurs,
next season or the next season, if De Zerbi stays, if we go down, right, and De Zerbi stays with us, right, and he brings us back up again, and then we start to actually look like a football club again, right, then it will be something that we can talk about. At the moment now, right, we can't even look forward for the next 3 games.
You're saying now,
if we turn up against Sunderland and we really have a new manager bounce, right, which Tudor never had. Imagine, right? No, imagine.
Harry, should we bring the Palace fan on? Should we bring him on?
Yeah.
Bring him on. I mean, I think it'd be quite funny on this.
Yeah, no, let me tell you this, I personally disagree hand-heartedly in what you're saying, because what you're saying is you want these 7 games. You want 7 games right now, which 100%. I think all fans want to stay up. My point is this. Wait, hold on. Let me land in it, because
guys, one at a time.
Yeah, you're not letting me land. You've cut into me quite a few times, and you missed my points on many occasions. You're talking about right now. I'm talking about as a organization, £65 million plus for his whole contract. And you need to also understand this. He has a philosophy where he falls out of players. There's been many players that can't work under him because of one thing, and this one thing only. Yeah, where did you go? Yeah, he ran for the topic. Run for the topic, innit? Run for the topic.
He's coming back now.
Yeah, no, he needs to come back on, innit? Cool. Yeah, come back on, innit? Cool, perfect.
Hold on. TJ, can you hear me? Are you guys? My sound is okay, right? Because I have to change phone. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. When you say you're talking about the future of Tottenham, right? The fucking future of Tottenham, right, depends on whether we get relegated now or not. Correct? So the most important thing now, right, is the next 7 games. Yes, sir. When we get past these 7 games and we are really secure in the Premier League, right, then we will talk about, yes, what is the real future of Tottenham?
But then you have to also talk about how it could go wrong as well, because if you only speak about the positive, and we have been speaking about trying to stay up for so long, but
TJ, I'm not saying about the positive. I'm saying about the reality. The reality now, right?
The reality is a gamble. It is a gamble.
TJ, everything in life is a gamble.
But this is a deep gamble. This is £12 million plus, and plus the massive bonus, £65 million plus all of the fight. Listen, we could be in a
okay. Hold on.
Very long time.
Hold on. We've been paying off managers for like shit ever, right? It doesn't matter. We've been in this conundrum for like shit ever. We won our last trophy in the past 17 years. We've been in this shit forever and ever, right? It's always to talk about the owners, right? But let's put all that aside. Let's talk about football now. You understand what I'm saying, PJ? That's why I'm more about football.
But in reality,
but
in reality, even he has said, I'm going based on facts. I'm not going based on opinion. I'm going based on facts. In reality, he said in his interview, his style is not going to be able to be implemented right now.
Yeah,
so you paying £12 million right now for something that, footballing reasons, you're not going to get what you see that. And the Zerbi style takes long to accomplish. In Brighton,
I understand that. TJ. But what I'm saying now, that's what I'm saying now. We as fans now, right, are arguing among ourselves for things that are too far away. We should be focusing on the next 7 games.
We have to as Tottenham fans. This is the reason why we have to argue about things in the future, because this choice can hurt us in the long run. No matter what you
this choice. If he's successful, right, this choice won't hurt us. So it's an if and but again. You can say, why are we arguing about things in the future that we can't predict, we can't control, we can't be, how would you say that, right? We are out of it. But fans, of course, we have to argue, right? We have to make content, right? If we don't argue, there's no content. Right? But
I'm basing it off of reality. Reality has.
No, TJ, I understand your point, right? But you also have to understand what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, right? I'm not looking 6 months down the line or 1 year down the line. I'm looking now at the next 3 months coming up that we have to face. Actually, 2 months, right? If I'm not mistaken, we're already in April. Shit. Yeah. We're in March. We got
Eugene,
2 months.
Hold on. If we were looking about now, why didn't we do what I said before we signed Igor Tudor and brought in Sean Dykes? That is a now and never.
Because we don't fucking own the club. We don't run it. Right? We have shitholes to run the club. We've got idiots, right? Who can't make up their own fucking minds. We sacked Levy and we don't have someone to take in charge.
No.
Right?
No.
That is not what for us to say. We can't say that. We don't want the protest, but we want the parade. We want to do a kumbaya. Right? What the fuck? Right? And I've been saying, why the fans are walking out of the stadium? Right? Instead of being in the stadium, support the players, support the club. Nah, the fans have been arguing with the players, arguing with the managers, right? And the blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, now, as fans, we have to unite in a certain sense. Deserving whatever he does now, right? Like you were saying, he can't implement his style. We know that 7 games he can't implement his style. Most probably this 7 games for him, right? It's like a preseason game for him to decide who he wants, who he doesn't want, right? And who he wants and who he doesn't want, right? Most probably, will the club listen to him? Will the owners listen to him, right? We've been through this over and over again.
This is a factor in this De Zerbi conversation. De Zerbi isn't just about football. He comes with massive baggage where you have to actually analyze it, that certain players are not going to work under him. Certain players are not going to like what he has to say. Yeah, certain players, and look, I'm even saying, I want a whole refresh. I want to start over. But you need to understand this. If you're just talking about, your point is this, you're talking about these 7 games. If this is what you're saying, De Zerbi's in Tottenham for 12 million plus, just for 7 games. Them 7 games are suicidal. That's a wrong decision as an organization, in my opinion. However,
but the thing is that we don't make
this actual thing. There are positives. In my opinion, he does develop players. We saw it under Cancelo, McAllister, Makoma. These players have improved massively he's made average players turn into superstars. So he does develop players pretty well. It's just, this is my point. My point is this. It's a huge gamble. It's really risky for Tottenham to to appoint a manager with such a baggage behind him. You're talking about the Greenwood situation. There's so many other situations. You're talking about him falling out with a board. Hold on, hear me out. You're talking about he's falling out with a board like Brighton. And if Brighton's model, we look at Brighton's model and we're like, yeah, they're managed pretty well. If he falls out with Brighton, how do you think he's gonna deal with Tottenham? These factors play into why the manager is a big gamble. He is.
I understand, TJ. TJ, of course, it's a big gamble, right? We've got 7 games left. We like what Simon Jordan said, right? We bend over to get De Zerbi. You get what I'm saying? Of course, it's a big gamble, right? If you don't make big gambles, you won't get big wins. Simple as that. Right, that's why I say I don't want to look at his salary. I don't want to look at his money, what he's getting paid. Right, if we survive relegation, right, most probably he'll get a relegation bonus. Right, that's kudos to him. Right, if we survive relegation, right. But what I'm saying now is that as fans, our focus are so skewed. You can say now, our focus now we should be actually focusing right on how, like you're saying, how is De Zerbi, right, gonna get a tune out of these shitheads. You know, because these shitheads, right? Ever since Ange got sacked, right? Frank didn't get a tune out of them, right? Trudeau surely didn't get a tune out of them, right? So who is going to get a tune out of them? That's why I've been saying bring Ange back, right? Because Ange was the only one, what? Right?
Sorry,
but now we've got to
let the other panelists come on.
But you know
what? You were actually saying this as well, yeah? You were saying that, but if ego to draw doesn't work, how the hell do you think De Zerbi will get a tune out of these players if the players don't buy into his process? They've not been buying into many managers' process for a very long time.
Yeah, that's why we don't know. DJ,
we don't know. What we can use, we don't know.
I'm not. No, DJ, hold on. I'm not deserve. You know me, right? Ever since we got our Tottenham back, I don't care about the managers anymore. I'm not De Zerbi in or De Zerbi out. I'm De Zerbi don't care too. I mean, don't care. I mean, Frank don't care. I mean, Ange don't care. The only thing I care about Ange is that he won us the trophy, right? That's why I cared, right? But now for De Zerbi is for him to prove, and I'll give him 3 games. In those 3 games, right? If I see the players, right, not putting their heart in and like dissing the manager again, right? Then I said we're fucked. We're gonna be dropped. We're gonna drop, right? Because he hasn't got a tune out of his players, right? Because when after the Crystal Palace game, right, I was saying sack Tudor, right? Because he ain't getting a tune out of the players. You get what I'm saying? Some of us even earlier, right? Even Stell was saying after the Arsenal game, sack him. He isn't getting a tune out of them, right? So now the most important thing is that De Zerbi gets a tune out of these players. That's all, right? But let the other panelists talk, TJ. We've been hogging the mic for too long.
Wow.
Welcome, Henry. Welcome, mate.
Hi, yeah.
Sorry, guys. About
that. Welcome. Yeah, but just to let you know, me and TJ, we got a lot of love for each other.
Just before we get in, sorry. Sorry.
What is
TJ and Eugene?
It's like those two show. I tune into that on TalkSport, no doubt.
Yeah, there you go. But just a quick one. Sorry to cut you. I was just going to say, I mentioned earlier to Harry that our fans probably the most divisive fan base in football, right?
Yeah.
I think sums it up.
It sums up because no one knows what's right and what's wrong. No one knows it. Everyone's saying what they think, but no one knows what's right.
I have an opinion.
People just shouting each
other. Henry's opinion. Henry's neutral in this situation. He's not in a Spurs fan, so
no. But
let's give Henry
my thoughts on the situation. If you want to hear it.
Go on.
Well,
so what do you think, Henry?
I definitely side with TJ. To be honest with you, I can see the sense in what he's saying. I think. Forgive me. I don't know. I don't know his name, but I mean
Eugene.
Eugene, yeah.
Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene, not Eugene.
I understand what Eugene is saying in terms of you don't know. I mean, no one technically knows how players are going to react to a manager, but all you can go off from a fan's point of view is how they've responded previously to the other managers, right? And if you look at it logistically, how did they react to Tudor? Very badly. How did they react to Frank? Very badly. And what do those managers have in common? They're both very stubborn, and they're both got very tough styles of management. And you can imagine they're probably really tough in the changing rooms, right? So how do you think a hothead like De Zerbi is going to get a tune out of those players? And you need that instant pickup straight away. You know, we don't have any time to play with here. This is 7 games, do or die. You need to get the points on the board to ensure Premier League football, right? And I do not, for the life of me, understand what their strategy is, because there's so many other managers that you could have got that are so much better suited to this role than De Zerbi. Like, forget the you know, the ethical qualms that come with De Zerbi. Just put that to one side. What about the footballing reasons? What about, you know, I can list them. You know, I can list the managers that they could have hired easily. Sean Dyche, Tim Sherwood, Harry Redknapp, like even Roy Hodgson, for God's sake. I know he's old as a dinosaur, but at least he knows how to get a result in the Premier League.
Sam Allardyce. Many managers.
Exactly.
Many managers. Thank you. I agree with you, my friend. You're speaking.
No, I understand. No, the point is that, right? I understand why the owners took De Zerbi. It's because when we tried it with Tudor, right, and he wasn't a permanent manager, that's why they feared that maybe he wasn't a permanent manager, right? The players don't have the respect for him because he's not going to be there long term. You get what I'm saying? That's why that's the fear they brought in De Zerbi as a long-term manager. Gave him a 5-year contract to show the players, right, that he's going to be here for the long term. Right, because if we have brought in a Sean Dyche, right, if they're going to be here for a short term,
they should be thinking short term, 7 games, keep them up. That's all they should be thinking.
Not 12 million pounds.
No, I understand. No, I understand that too.
Can I make a statement here, and I'll shut up and I'll hear what you guys are saying in it, because I can't lie to you. That 12 million pound is only if he keeps us up. That's the incentive for 7 games. 12 million pound plus the massive boat add-on that correlates to 65 million pound per his whole contract plus. I think it's plus. I think someone actually tallied up. Someone actually tallied up. Yeah, that is around 70 million pound. That's
crazy.
His contract is at.
It depends what he wins and how it goes on, right? I think the relegation bonus is they say it's 7 figure, so that should be about £1 million or £1.5-2 million if he keeps us up, right? His actual contract, I think the base is 10 to 12 million, right? That doesn't include whatever bonuses that's in there. But like I said, we don't have his actual contract in front of us. We do not know. All we can do is speculate, right?
Yeah, of course not. But
the news comes out.
Go for it, my friend. The bottom guy. Sorry, what's your name, my friend?
Henry.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, Henry. Yeah, big up, Henry.
You too, yeah, good to meet you guys. No, but if I could say something else as well, is what I think is worrying is the fact that they're clearly banking in this guy, like they're clearly backing him long term because he signed a 5-year contract. So that shows that they're thinking of the long term vision. In my opinion, they shouldn't be thinking that far ahead. They should be thinking, let's get through these 7 games, let's stay in the Premier League, and then we have the whole summer to address the situation of what we want to do going forward. Because that's right. Because they've clearly been thinking long term before with Thomas Frank.
Exactly.
You can't tell me that was a short term appointment, Thomas Frank, right? And okay, Igor Tudor clearly was a short term thing, but that didn't work out. But what I think is damaging.
That's why that didn't work out. You understand, Henry? That's why that didn't work out. That panicked them.
Forget the guy they've got now. I've got like strong report like sources to suggest. Don't ask me to name them because I can't remember. But they tried to get this guy in the summer, and they couldn't get him. So now they've gone back to him. So that shows that Thomas Frank, they didn't truly believe in Thomas Frank.
And you know what baffles me? You know what baffles me about this whole thing? You know, look, let me make myself clear here. You might think I'm the Zerbi bull. I don't like his football. I actually really admire his football. I started off the conversation with how he actually is a great tactician in terms of what he wants to implement.
But you know what baffles me is if we brought in another short-term option or whatever, the manager list in the summer is way greater than the manager list right now. So this is how
PJ, who can they bring in the short term for this summer, right? The only person that I see that they bring in, right? But Sean Dyche, do you think Sean Dyche? No,
I wanted Sean Dyche.
But why not?
Do you think Sean Dyche will get a kick out of this bunch of shitholes?
Keep you in the.
Sean Dyche didn't want the job.
He wanted an 18-month contract. He wanted an 18-month contract.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't want 7 days. He wanted to play on the team. That's the difference.
Yeah, you know why? Because Sean Dyche most probably is on garden leave from Nottingham Forest. He takes the job, right? Yeah, he's going to lose Forest's money, right? So he needs to be compensated for that. No, but the problem is that, right? My question is that which manager do you see, right, will get a tune out of these guys, right? After we see,
what I would have done, I would have put in Redknapp. I would have brought Redknapp, Sherwood, and obviously Defoe's got that.
Defoe,
working.
Yeah,
like something like
Defoe, yeah. No, that's what they should. No, the truth, right?
Get Hoddle in as
well. The
Hoddle, yeah, that's maybe someone like him. As a trio.
Yeah, but Robbie Keane, he will come in. Yeah, if Robbie Keane, he will come in for a long-term contract. But the thing is that. If you want to try that, right, they shouldn't have appointed Tudor. They should have done with that first. You get what I'm saying? And if that failed, then maybe deserve it. But the problem is that they brought in Tudor, right? That's what made them panic to get a long-term contract because they was thinking that, these players aren't playing for the manager because they see this manager as an interim. They don't respect him. They're not going to listen to him. So if we bring another interim, right, they might not respect him and they might not listen to him. And that might be too late because we really tried Tudor.
Clearly, they're not responding to a tough tackle, I don't know what the word is, like a tough
manager. Disciplinarian. Yeah. You need, in these, you can carry on. I just want to add.
Someone in like De Zerbi then?
No, I wanted to add something. In this relegation battle, you need a manager that can put your arm around you to build the confidence back. We have such a young squad in terms of the players that are playing in our first 11 are all under the age of 25, and then a few of them are just above, But our first squad currently is one of the youngest squads, So you need a manager that can actually put their arm around you, and managers that Redknapp. Managers that will allow players to flourish. De Zerbi is not that manager. He wants to play his style and his style only.
Yeah,
I've actually seen reports of him.
But PJ, De Zerbi knows that he can't play his style. Remember, he's already said it.
He did say that. He did.
No, guys, De Zerbi is not a fool, right? I think De Zerbi is not stupid. Right? He's not going to come in blind and think that, I'm going to do it my style. I'm going to push it my way at this moment. While he's seen the Spurs players being shit-hit, not listening to Frank, not listening to Tudor, he has to find a way to psychologically break through to them. You understand? Let's hope he does it. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. Give him 3 games.
Yeah, but this is my biggest
You'll find out in 3 games.
Hear me out. My biggest concern as a fan base, and not just a fan base, as Tottenham, you're putting your life savings, this is how I see it, your life savings on a manager that might not even keep us up. And then that means you are going to have a massive, we're already in debt as it is. We've already heard how our finances are not really good. This will cripple us. We're hoping that De Zerbi could take us back up. Yeah, that's the ideal world, right? Ideal world is we go down, De Zerbi keeps us. But that is even in jeopardy because most of our players that are in our first team are going to look to exit.
I don't think people realise
we go down,
the relegation we have, because it's not a simple case as Tottenham go down, they're a huge club, they bounce back up straight away. I think it would take a huge reset because when you look at the players that they have, right, the better ones are obviously going to go, and obviously you're in a lot of debt as well, so you can't just go and sign whoever you want because you have debt to pay off. So this is why I'm so confused about their strategy, because it's not like if they go down, which is a genuine possibility, that like the chances of going back up are even like the chances of going back up if they go down are very like uncertain. Like it's uncharted waters that you're going to be treading into. Like, and you like you don't have
Henry. Yeah,
How can you gamble
Henry,
on that?
no, Henry, that's very true. I understand the concerns of us going down, the money that we're gonna lose and all that, and all the players that we're gonna. That's why Stan has been saying delegation, reset everything. If we go down, right, we're gonna count at least 50 to 60% of the high earners, right? Mostly left behind will be players like Tel, Odeber, Bergval, Sa, Archie Gray. These players will be left behind, right? You'll see. I don't even think Xavi Slimmers is gonna be here. Xavi will be gone. Gallagher will be gone. Yeah, all of these players like Romero, VDB, all these guys will be gone. So then the good thing about going down is, right, that will put the onus on the owner to find a system where we do have to rely on our academy. Remember, we have been neglecting our academy for so long. Ever since Harry Kane, ever since Harry Kane, right, we have not brought up a genuine academy talent, right? And when we have Mikey Moore, right, yes, he needs to go and get his football experience elsewhere, right? We have got Vuskovic, right, that needs experience elsewhere, right? To tell the truth, right, if Frank didn't let Mikey Moore go, didn't let Vuskovic go, right, he would have been in a much better position, right, when we had all these injuries coming in. You get what I'm saying? But
you done? Oh, sorry. Can I? No. If you're not done in it, you can carry on. But what I would suggest you do, leave and come back because your mic is cutting in and cutting out. But carry on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out. I didn't mean to cut you out. No. Carry on. Sorry.
No, okay. Because maybe the delay in my mic and the Bluetooth, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Change phone. All right. So when we come to this type of scenario, if we stay up, what is the plan? If we go down, what is the plan? That's why we're looking too far. The most important plan now is the next 7 games. How is this Derby, right, going to get the tune out of these shitheads, right? And of course, we got a few of them coming back from injury, right? If I'm not mistaken, Madness is on his way. Kudus is on his way. Yeah. So let's hope he can get something out of them, right? That's the most important thing. These next 7 games. That's why, for me, I don't want to look so far at the moment. That's all.
You know what? Some positives in a weird little way, which, like I said, I've done big research on this De Zerbi topic. You know, I actually looked into the players that fell out with him, the players that understood him, the players that thrived under him. You know, in all fairness, De Zerbi wanted kudos. Kudos really, really highly. He wanted kudos. You know, and now he's managing kudos. So there are players that are definitely going to thrive under him. Players like Papa Sarr, he's going to fall in love with someone like a Papa Sarr. Hard worker, just runs. Conor Gallagher is another person. Whether we think he's good or bad, or he will love Conor Gallagher because you know they're hard work. His style is about hard working and doing intricate passes in spaces, right? Which is a good thing. We can't do right now. We've not shown it for a long while, right? But if we can get maybe, I don't know, 20%, even 30% from De Zerbi's ball to the end of the season, I think that could be a positive, you know? You know what? Another issue that I believe is a massive issue, and I'm sorry, I know we didn't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about this issue, innit, yeah? Yeah. I don't know if you guys watched the interview in it, but he addressed the Mason Greenwood situation, right? And he apologized for it. And he said he said he has a daughter and all of this and all of that, right? Which is good. But a large bit of the fan base, and this is can I be honest with you? I'm against everything that Greenwood done. So let me make that clear before I get answered, guys. Because for me, this is I'm streaming on my channel. I don't agree with nothing. Disclaimer. I'm gonna say it again. I don't believe in all of this type of stuff, man. I'm against it, yeah. But a lot of the fan base are against this type of manager coming in for what he values. So when the fan base is against him from the start, that could become a massive problem. You need to look. in order for you to support a manager, you have to get behind him. As you said, Eugene, we are the 12th man, which 100% our support actually helps these players on the pitch. It didn't help against Nottingham Forest. Let's make that clear. But in terms of like, in terms of, yeah. In terms of like the 12th man, 100%, you want everybody to be the 12th man. And he even said it in his interview. It's about the fans putting in that extra effort to push us over the line. He did say this in the interview. The problem is he's coming into a club where half of the fan base are against him. I saw on polls, it was always 50-50. Always 50-50. No,
I've never seen a manager divide a fan base so much when he hasn't even had a game in charge yet.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It only can happen with Spurs, right?
It's us. It's our fault too, by the way. Fans are divided as well.
Okay, I'm going to say this, right, guys. We are Tottenham Football Club, right? We are not Tottenham political party. You understand that? If you want to talk about shit, right? There's so much bad shit happening in the world. You understand that, right? So why do we want to go there? You understand that? I enjoy football because I want to get away from the shit in the real world. Why bring the shit to the football? You know what I'm saying? Right?
I think you can't really talk about Tottenham without speaking about these issues because they kind of come with the territory these days. Like
100%.
You know, but you can't talk about Tottenham and where they are now without addressing why they are where they are now.
No, I understand that part too. And the worst part is, right, you must understand, guys, right? You must understand, guys, we are all human, right? We all are flawed. We make mistakes, right? I'm not saying I'm supporting Greenwood or anything, what he's done and whatever he's done and all that is good. No, guys, I got 3 daughters, right? I will castrate the guy who abuses any of my daughters. You get what I'm saying? I don't kill him. I will cut off his balls. You get what I'm saying? And let him live as a unit.
100%.
Right? So, So what I'm saying is
One second. I can't lie to you. You say you have 3 daughters, bro. If any of that happened to me, bro, you're saying cut off balls, bro. Bro, you will see missing posters on the streets. You'd be like, "Have you seen this person?" I'll be like,
I won't make him missing. I will cut off his balls, right? And want him to live.
I'd be in jail
as a unit. Yes, sir.
I would be in jail if that was my daughter and Greenwood did that. I would be in jail for committing unspeakable crimes.
I think we all on this panel are against what Mason Greenwood. We want to make that clear. We're all against it, right? I just want to put that out there. We're all against it. Now, as Eugene was saying, people do end up making mistakes, which we're panning away from Mason Greenwood. We're talking about De Zerbi, yeah. I also acknowledge that he said in his interview he didn't want to get involved in this nonsense. He made it clear. He was like, he didn't want to take a stance because 1, he's a manager and he's managing this player. 2, if you start to say things like, "Oh, what Mason Greenwood done is bad," you're not supporting Mason Greenwood in a footballing aspect way. Remember, he's a manager. All he cares about is football. That's not me saying.
PJ, like what Stel said last night on the Sports Drive, right? He can't come out and say, right, when asked about Mason Greenwood, right? Oh, Mason Greenwood is a scumbag rapist and he's not going to play football. No, you never get the best out of a player, right? Like you said, how do you put your arms around a player and get the best out of the player? It's not by throwing him under the bus. Simple as that. So,
it's true. I agree with that statement.
So our Spurs fan base, right, has to remember. Right, you remember we did a show earlier, right? I'm not sure whether was it on the 2 marks. Who came out and said, what did Gascoigne do? Right, Gascoigne beat his wife, alcoholic. Right, what did all of our ex-players do? Right, there's a whole list of them. What did Joe Lewis do? Our owner, Patagonia, right, and all that shit. So to tell the truth, right, maybe why Spurs fans are all like this now and we're going through this shit, right? Because karma is a bitch, right? It stems from our owner, the guy who owns the club, right? Doing all those bad things. That's why Spurs haven't won shit in so many years. And when the time we win shit, right? When we won 1 trophy, we sacked the manager. Now we are getting it back, right? And 10 folds or whatever. Right?
I've got a take on Derby because you guys have been talking all, so I haven't had to say anything. But like for me,
I don't even know what you said.
I just let you guys speak. But for me, first, from a footballing standpoint, I don't think he's the right person right now because of the situation we're in, because he's got no experience in the relegation battle, number one.
Exactly.
Number two, if the players didn't react well to Tudor, I can't see them reacting well to De Zerbi because he's even more of a hothead.
I agree with you.
Like
100%.
he wants to play this attacking football. Do we even have the players to play this attacking football right now? I don't think so.
Nope.
And also just signing him on the 5-year deal to me seems really stupid because there's another thing a lot of people haven't said. Obviously, a lot of people wanted Poch back in the summer. This makes it kind of redundant now. Like Poch ain't
100%. And I think that's why my stance is the way I'm stancing. But yeah, carry on. Sorry. I'm so sorry I cut you off.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So also, it's the whole ethical thing. I think bringing him in, you've seen what the reactions are from Spurs fans. I think it's made it more divisive actually. Whilst obviously no one agrees what Greenwood did, I think he had kind of like a duty not to say anything in that presser. And I don't think it means he agrees with what Greenwood did. It's just he has to protect his player.
Yeah.
But in another reality, when we had different owners, I would be really for De Zerbi. But there's also that as well. I think he was going to fall out with our board within like the summer probably. And despite signing this 5-year deal, I just can't see him staying in for the Championship. I just can't see it. I don't think
but he did say just to add on, and you can carry on. He did say he is if you watch the interview of the first interview from him, he did say he's whether we go down or whether we go up, he is looking to stay, which is a positive in terms of the mindset of De Zerbi.
I don't really believe him. To be honest, I think he's managers. Bear in mind, if he gets sacked, he gets a ton of money, man. Like they have to pay out his contract, don't they? So, like,
I can't see him wanting to stay. I know he said that, but if there's one thing
I still think, even though De Zerbi's
okay, it's a very simple thing, right?
I know it sounds mad. If we go down, I still think it sounds mad that Poch could end up coming back
all the time.
I still think
everybody lies all the time.
He's not going to come out and say that, is he? He's not going to come out and say, "Oh, I'm not going to stay."
Exactly. He's not going to come out and say, "If we go down, I'm off."
It's all guys. It's all PR talk, right? It's a very simple thing. He doesn't have a relegation clause in his contract. It's all very clear now. They all said it, right? Whether he has or he doesn't have, we do not know because we have not read it. But he said, the club said, they don't have it, right? When you don't have a relegation clause in your contract, that means two things, right? If he gets relegated, if we get relegated with him there, right? There are two ways. If we don't sack him, he has to stay. If he resigns, right, we don't have to compensate. You can say, right? So it's a win-win for Spurs.
Can I add something to what you were saying? But then again, if we get relegated, I think it's suicidal. I would rather there be a relegation contract so we don't have to pay him all out. You know, I would
no, guys. DJ, listen to what I'm saying, right? I'm saying
because that way, if you put a relegation clause in, that gives him even more incentive because he gets more money if he keeps them up.
Exactly.
No, the thing is that if you put a relegation clause in, right, that means he has to leave. That means he'll get more money. But the thing is that he didn't want a relegation clause. The club didn't want a relegation clause. So in the end, if we do get relegated, right?
And if they're both think, oh, it's top.
That's what I'm saying. Guys, that's what I'm saying. If we do get relegated and he doesn't want to stay, right? If he resigns, right, the club pays him jack shit. You get what I'm saying? He walks out on his own.
Still leave because he doesn't want to. His pride won't be able to take managing in the Championship.
No, it doesn't matter, Henry. All I'm saying is that we don't have to compensate him if he leaves.
Why don't you just do what Conte did?
No, he can leave on his own accord,
and then they sack him.
He can leave anytime
he can force them. I'm saying he can force them to sack him. He can just start talking shit on the board.
And you're right. If he forces, see, this is the thing. If he forces. Wait, hold on, Eugene, innit? If he forces them to sack him, that is diabolical problems. You know, can I tell you this? I'm gonna say this, and you might think I'm wrong for saying this. I would rather go down with Igor Tudor or even Frank than go down with De Zerbi, because if he does blow it up, the financial implications to the football club in our history will be utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. We will be in a we're starting to say,
but guys, there is another thing, right? We do not know, right? We do not know whether there is a compensation sacking clause in there. We might not have to pay him the full 60 million if we sack him.
We do, because
right?
it's a 5-year contract.
No, I don't think.
No. There will be a compensation clause. Guys, listen to me, right? No. There will be a compensation clause. You get it now? By being terminated.
Yeah.
No, wait, so why has it been reported that there isn't any relegation clause then? And why has everyone been telling me that there isn't any relegation clause?
No, but
I don't know. The club have said there's no relegation clause. Langer said there's no relegation clause. Deserby said there's no relegation clause.
No relegation clause.
Yeah, no, there isn't. But I heard though. The thing is that from someone, I don't know how true it is, but it might be that there might be a clause to say we have to pay him, say, 12 million. Or whatever, if he's not, or 1 million if he leaves. I mean, there might be something like you might not pay him off all his contract. I mean,
yeah, there's a compensation clause. Yeah, like what Joseph let me say, compensation clause. We can sack him maybe with an 18 months or 2 years compensation instead of 5 years.
Small compensation fee.
Yeah, so maybe we become smarter, right? Instead of paying Jose the whole amount and Conte the whole amount and Nuno the whole amount, we got it smarter.
We are desperate. We are desperate.
Done, right,
that's the thing. That's what we've done. We are desperate.
They've shot themselves in the foot.
To me,
it's fucking desperation. That's what it is.
I still see him. If we go down, I can still see it blowing up. So I don't think De Zerbi's going to suddenly change his personality just because we're relegated. Because that would mean he would have to work with a caliber player, which is a lot less than he's worked with before. He'll lose maybe some members of the squad he wants to keep from now, let's say, like Romero as an example. I just can't see him working in the championship. I think Poch, if we got Poch in the summer, I can see him staying, but we ain't got Poch. And the problem with De Zerbi is, does that mean that Poch is not coming back now? Because unless they're going to sack him in the summer, he's not coming back.
He's not coming back. You wouldn't want to come back. You know the reason why he wouldn't want to come back? Pochettino, whether you think he's a top manager or a low manager or even just mid-class manager, Pochettino done his PR stunt where he was saying stuff like, I want Tottenham to be better than where we are. We saw it over a period, Pochettino wants to come back. However, he's now not going to come back because we've now invested a whole future in this one manager that, in my opinion, is a massive gamble. Massive gamble. It's either going to make it.
PJ, hold on. Let me give you a scenario, right? Remember I was saying this, right? If we go down and Poch comes back, right? I'll give kudos to him, right?
That's not.
If we stay, right?
That's not happening.
No. You love the club so much, right? You come back and save it, bring us back up. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But now, guys, now we don't have Poch. Now we've got De Zerbi, correct? We can't talk about something that we don't have. But there could be something, like I said, if there is a relegation clause and maybe there's a compensation clause, and the compensation clause is not too much, right? And we do not, do too well, whether we don't do too well
or not,
right?
Pochettino is not returning to Tottenham, whether there's a relegation clause or not. It's just not happening. Either scenario, whether you stay up or go down, because if you think about it, if they stay up, De Zerbi's going to stay. If they go down, Pochettino's going to take one look at them and think, Championship, see you later, no chance. So there's no.
What he does?
We should forget about the possibility of Poch.
Poch.
Maybe, but not right now.
There's
not
no
now.
scenario where he returns. I'm sorry, there just isn't.
Not for the 3 years now. Something like that, maybe.
Guys, that's why I said, right? In 5 years' time, right? Ben Davies is going to be our manager. Watch it.
You never know. Yeah.
But you know what? Look, you say these things, yeah. Like, to me, Pochettino made it clear that he wanted to come back.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he made it clear he should have been the front runner. In my opinion, he was in fact the front runner until they decided to gamble our whole future.
No, but PJ, the problem was, right? It's very simple. Joe Lewis cannot tell Donald Trump, "I want Poch." Because Donald Trump would pull his pardon and throw him back in jail again.
But how is Donald Trump in this conversation? What the hell?
American manager. That's why American manager.
Yeah.
We can't get
he's the president. He's the president of USA. He's not a football manager.
No. But what I'm saying, Pochettino's manager of America right now. What's the point? He wouldn't let him go.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you know what? Donald Trump pardoned Joe Louis. If not, he'll still be a criminal.
He what?
Yeah, he did.
Donald Trump.
He did what to Joe
Donald
Louis?
Trump pardoned.
Pardoned?
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He pardoned him. Yeah.
Yeah, don't you know our owner is a fucking criminal?
I don't know.
For insider trading?
To be honest.
No, he pardoned Joe Lewis. He's right.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Basically, he was
Joe
guilty
Lewis,
of like, is it fraud or something?
Insider trading. No. Insider trading. Yeah, insider trading. Donald Trump was found. No, sorry. Joe Lewis was found guilty of insider trading. He's been under house arrest in the Bahamas or on his yacht for the past 1.5-2 years.
Bahamas.
Right?
On Bahamas.
Yeah. And then he has to wear ankle bracelet and all that. He'll come back, no. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, forget the Porsche dream, right? We are stuck with De Zerbi. That is the reality, right? The only thing, like I've been saying, the only thing I can focus on now is the next 7 games, right? I'll give De Zerbi 3 games, right? And the first game will be very important. His lineup, right? And how much effort the players are willing to put in. That's a very important thing, right? And the other thing is that we ain't gonna see De Zerbi ball until next season. You know what I'm saying, right? And how many players are gonna be on his side, and how many players are gonna get thrown out? And if De Zerbi has balls, right? If Romero, VDV, and those bunch of shitheads are not listening to him, put on the youth. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that to 202. Put on the youth. I don't understand why our managers are so afraid to play our academy players. That's why they're all being loaned out now.
I'm a Palace fan. I know a thing or two about relegation battles, right?
Yes. Henry, you're a Palace fan, right?
Who are going to be the ones to take the ball by the horns and say, right, I'm not letting this fucking football club go down.
Actually, good.
Is Romero doing it? Because he's meant to be.
No.
None
of them are doing it. Yeah. No.
Doing it? No, he's making Howler week after week.
Yeah, Ricardo's not even in the scene anymore. He's gone for surgery. Henry, hold on. Henry, you're a Palace fan, right?
Yep.
All right. Have you seen, right, when you were in a relegation battle, right, fighting for your life, right, your fans walked out of the stadium?
No, not really.
What do Spurs fans do?
Yeah,
they walk out the stadium straight away,
they
mate.
Walk out the stadium. Yeah.
It's terrible, man. Shocking.
It's not good.
They will have, Henry, at half time of the Palace game, the stadium's half empty, as you saw. You were in the away end. I was there. It was embarrassing, wasn't it?
Me and Joseph walked to that game. We walked to that game together. And we walked back, and honestly, I've never seen like a mass exodus like that before. It was mad. It was absolutely mad.
Me and you had to get the train to Victoria Line train, yeah? We could have got the train within minutes. That's how bad it was. Normally you queue up there massively. You could have got the train in minutes.
You could have done.
Yeah. And my next question to Henry, right?
You know what's ironic? You know what's ironic? Is that before the Forest game, they flooded the streets like a fucking parade.
Yeah, the parade. Yeah, we had a parade. The Kumbaya parade.
They were about to. But I kind of rate.
No, that's why I'm saying. Henry, I got another question for you, Henry.
Wait.
Henry, I got a question for you, right?
Yeah.
Wait, can I just say,
Henry, I got
right?
If you're
going to flood the streets with fans and do what they did, then you don't leave early, because that's 2 completely different messages that you're giving out there.
Yeah. That back to what usually was saying earlier in the first.
Okay, no, Henry, let's I'm gonna ask you this question, right? When you're fighting a relegation battle, right? The fans as a 12 man, right? How important is it, right? That's why that Kumbaya party outside, right, the stadium, and then when we were 2-0 down, Henry, you go and watch my channel. You have not subscribed. I did a Kumbaya along. Kumbaya watch along. Yeah, right. And the worst part is, right, when we went down 2-0 and we started walking out of the stadium, I was going, what the fuck are you guys doing?
relegation fight, isn't it? Come by,
yeah.
Understand? The importance of the fans in a relegation scrap is absolutely vital. I'll tell you why. Because in the moments when your team is suffering the most, they need that extra little lift. They need that extra little lift. And the fans generating an atmosphere in the stadium can give them that boost. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And I know
that's what I've been trying to tell them.
And I know it's really hard for them to do that, the Spurs fans, bless them, because they're going through shit right now that they can't even comprehend. Like, they're watching their team in a state of shock. Like, how the fuck are we in this position? And they're all divided with what they think of is, because of what's gone on at the club. And I understand that, but they need to say, you know what, guys? Yeah, we all have our opinions, we all have our views, and we can argue to the hills about that. In non-game time, we can do whatever the fuck we want. We can fight, we can argue, we can abuse each other, whatever. But for those 90 minutes, you need to lock
in the
fuck
stadium.
in,
And pre-game, pre-game, I'd say 3 hours. I'd say the hour before kickoff.
You need to back your team. You need to back your side all the way. Like, I'm talking when the hope inside your soul is evaporating. That's when you need to be strong. I know it sounds horrible, but that's what you need to do. Like, that's the only way that these players are gonna feel some sort of hope in the fans.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell them, Henry. Right? That's what I've been trying to say to the fans, right? Because to tell them I'm in Malaysia, right? I can't do much, but apart from just doing shows and all that, right? The support must be there. You get what I'm saying? The real part is, right, when we were smacked in our own stadium, right, by Liverpool 6-3, right, the fans were clapping the manager and all staying home and cheering, right? And now we're fighting a relegation battle, right? We can't even stay back to give the support to the players. That's why I feel it's so sad. But we do a party outside, but we can't have the fans stay back in. So that's the sad part, right? But guys, I'm going to make a move soon, right? Please don't forget, right, guys, subscribe to my channel, Spurs Region TV, the only Malaysian YouTube channel available at the moment, and of course to Hotspur TV, and of course to Into Spurs, right, TJ? I'll catch you later, guys. I'm gonna make a move, right?
What you going, Eugene? Yeah.
The only thing I'm gonna say, right? I'm gonna give De Zerbi 3 games. In those 3 games, if he can show me, right, there's been an improvement in the mentality of the squad and they're playing for him, then I have hope. If not, right, guys, buckle up, man. We're going down, right? Whether with De Zerbi or without De Zerbi, I don't care.
Can I say something?
Right? Like,
before we go, the only thing I agree with you with De Zerbi is, and I think you've got a point, giving him a 5-year contract doesn't give the players a whole, well, he's leaving next summer, we don't really have to try as much. I do agree with you with that, but the problem is there's also negatives to it, because if we give him it to him now, we've taken Poch off the table in the summer, basically. So
why do we all want? Why do we have this fucking obsession with Poch? Let it go, right? It's the asshole so good. My God, let Poch go, bro. Right, we're gonna stop forgetting. Guys, we gotta go, mate.
If we're being totally honest, he hasn't exactly gone to plan with him since he left Spurs. Let's be real. I mean, Chelsea, he stunk the place out for the first 3 quarters of that season. Yeah, he couldn't even win the league with PSG. Who does that, by the way? Can't win the league with PSG.
Wait. He won the league with PSG.
Yeah,
not in the first season. Second time.
That's what I'm saying. Who else? No, embarrassing that is. I don't care what anyone says. First time around, he lost the league. He had the season, yeah? To change it around, to win with the best players in the world, like Neymar, Messi. Come on, man. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's why, Joseph. That's why I don't understand. Why our family is so obsessed with Poch?
Yeah? It's a nostalgic thing. It's like a nostalgic thing.
I don't know. Yeah, but guys, I'm going to make a move, right?
You know what I mean? Come on, as well, man. You know what I mean? There's loads of other great managers out there. Not just Poch. He's not the only one that can say.
I think they should move on from him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are things to look forward to. I mean, obviously, with the whole, I do agree that the risky thing is the biggest risk with the Zerbi thing is obviously the contract we're giving him, but not even just that. It's more that the sort of timing of the season we brought him in. Yeah. Because the thing is, the reason when you think about it, whether people like Amorim or not, Man United, there's a reason why he didn't want to join mid-season. He didn't want to join mid-season because he knew if he joined mid-season, the way United went for him was probably the way it was going to go. Because he couldn't implement his.
And he still joined anyway, and look how that.
I don't know why they gave him an offer he couldn't refuse. Probably same with.
Apa dia air dari mana? Dia masuk dalam.
Eugene, you know your mic is on, by the way.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with De Zerbi. Like we paid so much, the guy couldn't refuse the offer. Money talks, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yes,
I think he should have joined in the summer.
Just mute Eugene, because I don't think he realizes he's still on the call.
The thing is, he should have joined in the summer. I agree, Harry. But the thing is, unfortunately, when you're giving that amount of money to him, the guy's just going to say it's like for example, like it's very difficult. It's very different with obviously any other jobs, isn't it? But that'll be like say like I've got that'll be like me saying, oh, you know, like if I was joining right now, it's ISIS season, but everyone's going mad with ISIS, right? And it's all banking. I'm going on a different subject, but I'm just saying, yeah. Like people are saying, oh, it's probably not the right time for me to leave Nationwide right now because I need to make sure I'm there for Nationwide, make sure I'm making sure I'm going to be, you know, giving the best I can to make sure they get through this hard time with the ISIS season, right? It's not a good time to join Barclays right now. But if Barclays go and offer me a massive offer and they go say, Joseph, here's 10 million, here's like, 10 million, 10, here's like, 5, I don't know, I'll make it someone. Here's 50, 60 grand to join us now, yeah? 60 grand signing bonus to join us now, yeah? You have to join us now. If you're doing license season, the hardest season ever, you're going to go and join us right now, yeah? 60 grand. 60 grand on the table. I'm going to say yes, aren't I? Do you know what I mean?
I want to say before I forget, right?
Yeah, cool.
This whole, and I don't like to bring it up because, as you know, Joseph, it really gets to me. But the fact that De Zerbi did what he did with a certain someone, I'm not going to name him.
Of course.
I think it really adds to this whole element of gamble and risk that Spurs are using right now.
I agree.
Because when you think about it, right, this guy is already being scrutinized. He's already divided the fans in a footballing way. If the results don't change immediately, the whole Greenwood thing is just going to escalate things even more. It's just going to escalate the division in the fans. So it's only going to make things worse. It's only going to make the atmosphere in the club worse. It's only going to increase the pressure. There's literally no benefits to this, guys. I'm struggling to see any kind of sense.
It's just desperation from the board. Again, it's simple as that. The board is desperate.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut in.
Yeah.
No. Carry what you were saying, my friend. I didn't mean to cut in. I think we spoke at the same time, innit? Because we both replied to that same thing, innit? But carry on if you're not finished. Sorry.
I think what Henry was saying. I think what Henry was saying. He's just finished. He was literally just saying.
No, I'm talking about you. We both spoke.
Oh, right. Oh, bloody hell. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
No. I have finished. All I was saying was just desperation. That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
The board is desperate. That's what it is.
Cool. Yeah. No. What I was just about to say as well. Yeah. Like I said, I believe it's a massive gamble. I've made it very clear that it's a gamble. In my opinion, look, it's not all doom and gloom because I do like what he offers in terms of his style of play, what he can build with Tottenham in terms of in the long run, right? I do like all of them aspects. You know, this is a manager I am for. Hear me out. I am for a De Zerbi. However, I'm not for him right now. I'll be so honest with you.
I'm with you. I'm with you, TJ. I agree completely.
I'm not for him right now. Yeah, you know, because
be good. Yeah,
because for me, this is the damning factor about the whole scenario. You know, it's a massive gamble from Enoch. You know, and Enoch don't have a good track record in gambling, in my opinion.
No.
You know. No. That's one aspect. Look, everything I say, it comes in. I've done big research on this topic, so it's not just my opinion. I'm talking about like actual factors. ENIC don't have a good track record in terms of managers that speak out against the board. And if De Zerbi, and I mentioned this earlier, if De Zerbi couldn't work with the Brighton board, how the hell do you think he's going to work with this Tottenham board that has a bad transfer policy? That's one thing that we all know as Tottenham fans. If you're living under a bus, you know the transfers have just been utter nonsense for the last decade. Yeah. Not only just that, you're talking about a manager that will blow up under the little things. On top of that, he falls out with players. There's been multiple players that have actually come out to the press that says, "Look, I don't want to work under this manager." But factually, it's a factual phenomenon, which means this manager has a recipe to be a disaster. And on top of that, it's like he's not coming to a club like Brighton or Marseille maybe is a bit different, but like Brighton, I'm using Brighton's model because I'm basing it on what he's done in the Prem. I only care about managers that have experience in the Prem. That's why I was one to say before Igor Tudor, I wanted hands down a manager that understood what Tottenham's values were, but not just Tottenham's values were, that understood the Prem more than anything else. You know, obviously we didn't get a manager that understood what Tottenham's values are and understood the Prem. You know, so like I was saying, managers like Sean Dyche, you know, that was example. Redknapp was another manager. Sam Allardyce was another manager. I was even saying, as you can quote me, remember, and I was getting slack from the fans, and hear me out. I understand why you guys are giving me slack from the fans, but in terms of just like managers like a Ryan Nason, you know, that's what I was. Someone that knows what Tottenham is. We were talking about Defoe. You know, we had a whole show on how Man United have brought in a manager that understands them in terms of what it means to be a Man United player. Yeah. And look what they're doing right now. That's just one example. But my big thing was we needed a manager that understood Tottenham or understood the Prem. We did definitely have the manager that understands the Prem in De Zerbi. And I'm not gonna shy away from that. And it could easily go right, but it could also go very wrong. And the financials, this is what I hands down look, I've been streaming with Eugene for a very long time. 100% we disagree on so many topics. That's just that's me and him, his dynamics. And even have
you're summing it up.
Yeah, no, I disagree. I'm very forefront in terms of certain things that he says. Like I disagree when he was like Enoch in, Enoch out. Right? Like that made no sense to me. We done a whole segment on this.
I remember that.
That's just one aspect. But for me, today I disagree with everything he said hands-heartedly. He didn't. I'm coming from not just opinion based, factual based, and I haven't even told you my opinion.
You've got evidence to support your.
That's my point. My point is this: I'm based on evidence. Now, my opinion. I didn't even get to say my opinion because Eugene is gone. I ultimately believe it is going to either do one thing: either the players get behind the process, understand that this is the manager that's come in for a long time. Like you said, 5 years. They're not just gonna. He's not going to go tomorrow. You know, like he's not there for a short period. He's been there. So that could either do one or two things to these players. One, they could either get behind the cause, and we can get 30% out of Igor De Zerbi until the end of the season, and that could possibly keep us up. On the other hand, it could blow up in our face. And we are stuck with the manager. And this is what you need to understand about Tottenham. I'm talking about, he was saying right now, Eugene was like, right now, it's more important about these 7 games. The same person that says he wants us to go down. Eugene's quote. I'm using Eugene, you know? I'm using Eugene to dissect what he's saying. It's like, is hypocrite the word? No, not hypocrite.
Critical there's a little bit. It's because you know he was saying. On one hand, he was saying it's more important this next 7 games, but on the other hand, you're saying you're supporting De Zerbi.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really understand.
That's what I mean. So which camp are you in then?
I mean, there's 2 reasons why I didn't understand what he was saying. The first one is it was hard to tell what he was saying because his mic was a bit fucked.
That's a factor. That is a factor.
You're saying about the last 6 7 games. You're saying next 7
Secondly,
games.
he was talking very fast, and thirdly, he was saying that it's all about these 7 games, and then he was also saying about the it's all about the long term vision as well and buying into that. But like,
which camp are you in then? Yeah.
Well,
Now,
which camp are you in?
That's a major problem.
Point. There's 2 different arguments he's making.
That's a major problem. That right there is a major problem, because you could be for these 7 games in terms of we do what. So I've spoken to fans that have said, yeah, these 7 games are all or nothing, right? Which 100% for most Tottenham fans is all or nothing. We want to stay up. I know most fans, even Stell, he doesn't want us to really go down.
Oh,
yeah?
He does. I'm convinced he does.
Still, yeah. Well,
no, he wants us to go down. I'm gonna defend why they say go down. Which, in a way, I can hear me out. I can understand the mentality, the reasons behind it. Sel, if you're watching this as well, comment down below if I get your if I'm totally wrong in it. You can correct me in it. You know, obviously we talk quite a lot in it, so it's not nothing. If I what is it called, slander you, correct me 110% in it. Yeah, but if I'm just defending,
Mario, is it? Oh yes, it is. Yeah.
If I'm defending why they want us to go down, it's for 2 aspects. One, it's either Enoch will realize that he needs to do something different, otherwise we could turn back, which in a way going down could do that placebo effect, and I can acknowledge that if we go down, Enoch will be under so much pressure. We might even get these fools out 110. I'm hoping that could be a option. Do you get where I'm coming from? I'm hoping crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm hoping that could be an option. If we go down, the owners will go down, which means Stell 100% is right.
Start again.
Which means Stell is 100% right. Eugen is 100% right. However, this is the factor. Just going down don't mean they will end up stopping and like they will end up selling up. You know,
I don't think relegation would mean that they
sell.
It doesn't mean that they automatically are going to leave and are going to.
I agree with that.
Start doing all the right things. I think
I agree.
I do understand. I understand the point that, like, I think his reasons are well intentioned, but I don't think what he's saying is actually like true. Though I think it's relegation would just the financial repercussions of it would outweigh like anything else, because either way, if they go down, it's going to take I think it's going to take a while to get back up.
To get back up. 100.
Really
and you know what? This contract highlights so much of it. You know, the fact that we have put down £12 million per year, and some reports are saying £12 million plus. We don't know the figures exactly, but I can equally argue that it could even be from 12 million to 15 million pound with plus the bonuses. You were saying 1 million, 2 million. You know, you're talking about a big package that is telling us that he is all or nothing. Now, to add to this, we're talking about Tottenham that is in debt. The TV revenue is going to be an issue. Remember, I was saying that going down might not do anything, you know, to our financial structure.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and telling you, we are fucking screwed if we go down.
It's true.
Yeah.
I tell you,
I think the club will try and offset the losses by selling Van der Ven and Romero and a few other players, because
70 million pound just on one manager to get out is absolutely insane.
I think it's TJ. I think it's because if we were to go down, it would cost us over that much amount of money. That's probably. I'm not saying I'm justifying it. I'm just saying that's probably how they think about it. Sorry, Henry. Carry on.
No, sorry.
Go for it, Henry. You were saying something.
Yeah.
The whole NFL, music concert thing as well.
Mm.
That doesn't go down well now. How the fuck do you think that's going to go down in the fucking championship?
Mm.
One thing that I would say though, going down to the championship, this is factual, isn't it? Obviously, again, and I think Eugene, and everybody that knows why I say these type of things, isn't it? But if you don't know who I am, before you go, I'll tell you off the camera. But the event days, in terms of how many games we will be playing in the championship, is more. So you are, and because they froze the season tickets, you are kind of like making the revenue that you're kind of like matching it from like the Premier League. I'll be so honest with you.
I
So
don't
you're
know
not
though, because
losing.
they'll charge a lot less for championship tickets, won't they?
They froze the tickets. No. What they done? They froze it. So we're in the championship. You're going to be playing, or you're going to be paying for what you get from like this season. They froze
so wait,
it.
are you saying that the prices will
But
remain the same?
TJ, if those people don't renew, they're going to have to drop the prices. They'll
have to drop the prices.
I don't know, because the last thing I read, again, this is based on what I just read as well. Again, I don't know if it's all factual. Hear me out.
Yeah.
But when they were saying they were looking to freeze the tickets, I thought that was the final verdict. That's what, Haz, you will know this because you're a season ticket holder.
I know what you're talking about. But the problem is, TJ, is they also increased the season ticket renewal window. I mean, to like
June 7th, didn't they?
June.
Yeah.
On top of that, TJ, if we were to go down, I don't know, like, I don't think it's as easy as that, because the problem is with the club is they'll also have to let go of staff. I think that's what I've been reading as well. That work there as well, because they won't be able to afford having, say, as many staff as they do. I don't know. They won't, and maybe they won't need them, because I don't expect the same to be full if we're in a championship.
Interesting.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that information. I was on the assumption that
we're just opinions, really, because like we're going to the unknown. Like I read something, you read something, Joseph might read something, Henry might has experience. Do you have experience of going down with Palace? Sorry for asking you, but like,
technically not really, because I was too young to kind of remember it. So I wasn't really a fan until I was about 8 years old, and so I've technically never known relegation, but I know from speaking to a lot of fans, and I know from knowing Crystal Palace as I do, what relegation does to a club. But yeah, I just think that, if you go down, the first thing is the TV broadcasting revenue is going to significantly drop. Down. That's one thing. Yeah. Another thing is you won't be able to charge the same prices as the Premier League. Another thing is a lot of fans will not go for whatever reason, whether that be because they feel disillusioned with the club, or because they just, they're just so pissed off, or whatever it is. And yeah, I just think it would be a big, you basically have to start again from scratch if you go down, I think.
Put it this way, a lot of people won't renew their season tickets. I know for a fact.
They won't. They had to increase the window for the tickets, because...
So that means people like me, who are about 40,000 in the waiting list, might even actually get a chance of wanting to go, of going, in the next few years. If
you might actually see a home win at last.
Well, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I haven't seen one since West Ham.
This guy hasn't seen a home win.
Yeah, since West Ham.
2 years.
The only thing that I will say about this home win thing, the championship. If you look at the quality of the championship and how they play, man, it's hard. That's a hard league.
It's a hard league. Yeah.
In my opinion, and it might sound daft that I say this, it's worse in the championship than the Premier League.
It's a more competitive division. The quality is good, but in terms of actual competitiveness, it's higher. Like, you think anyone can beat anyone in the Premier League? In the Championship, the same is true, but it's also a mad division, because
a different scale, really.
You can be 16th in the league in March. You can win 3 games in a row or 4 games in a row. Suddenly, you're challenging for the playoffs. It's that kind of league. It's completely bonkers division, and it's a hard, tough league. Like, physically, it's a tough league. Like, and you're gonna need players who are up for the fight. As you know, sadly, we're not seeing that even in the Premier League right now with Tottenham.
It's going to have to be a lot of academy players and start. The thing is, so to be fair, just going back to what Stell's point was about delegation, right? To be fair to him, I will say this is that what he's saying is, I guess he's basically saying as well that the owners have to put football first rather than putting. If they want to see Prem money again or European money again,
I agree with that.
And then they will have to start making footballing decisions and actually really have to start thinking and start actually making decisions that actually will benefit the football
club.
Or benefit their money, their pockets. So
I agree 100% with that statement.
I understand what Stella's saying, and I do understand him. Obviously,
the championship is where we need to be.
I don't want us to go down because I don't want us to go down. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
for me, if the championship will change the mindset of the owners, hear me out. Look, I would never want to say we're going. I would never want relegation. I'm not on this. We go down, it's gonna get better. I'm not that. But with what that statement you just made, if going down changes the outcome of how our owners manage this club, maybe the championship is where we need to be.
I see Snell's point of view in that respect.
Newcastle did that. Aston Villa done that.
No, but what
problem with Tottenham though, in the past, is we've always got to a certain point. Say if we come back up, theoretically speaking, and then we get back into the top 4 in 5 years. I don't know. I'm just talking in like 5 years' time. I'm talking
5-year contract.
Yeah,
5-year plan.
It's 5 years, yeah. But then the problem with Spurs is in the past, when we got to like Redknapp got to 3rd, 4th, we never pushed. Poch got to 2nd, 3rd, we never pushed. So we might do enough to come back up and get back into Europe because obviously that's where the money is. But I don't trust the owners to still push to like the next level. Really, that's my thing. This is why I'm against delegation, because even though theoretically speaking, I can see his point of view. It's like I can see Eugene's point of view about appointing a manager on a 5-year contract because maybe the players might play for him more, because if they point someone short term, they might think, oh, he's going, and what's the point? Like, I don't agree with it, but I can see like the view of it, sort of thing, like how they view it as that might be a better outcome because it might change the mentality of the players. Or in the case of going down, it might change the mentality of the club. But I've not seen anything to show me that even if we get back into Europe, talking in 5 years, if we go down, that they're going to suddenly change the way they do things. Like, it's just
the problem still stems with the culture of this club, though, because the players, they do, and what Conte said 3 years ago about the players not wanting to pay under pressure, we're still seeing that.
Exactly.
These players don't want to pay under pressure. There's no pressure at Anfield. You go there and get a point. Everyone's expecting us to get battered, yeah? You go there and get a point. But Atletico Madrid at home, we're already the tie's done. We're 5-2 down, you know, so we knew the tie's done going into it. The pressure's not on there, that game. All the pressure was on that Nottingham Forest game and the Crystal Palace at home game. There were 2 home games I lived in March. The 2 home games in March where I thought, these are the games we've got to make sure we're winning, yeah? And these are 2 home games.
The West Ham game was. The West Ham game was, for me, the game that showed us if we were going to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but carry on with what you're saying. Sorry, I like to just add to people's points, especially when I agree with them. And carry on what you're saying. Don't stop.
I was just saying that these players don't want to pay under pressure, and basically what it is, it all stems from that. So it always doesn't matter what manager you bring in some ways, does it? And it's the culture of Spurs on the pitch as well that's got to improve.
We've seen that because they've had all these world-class managers, Mourinho, Conte.
We had Mourinho and Conte. We had Poch. I mean, these players didn't even play
Redknapp.
Give up.
What I don't understand is what I'd ask to all of you is, what evidence is there to suggest that these owners will manage the club differently after relegation?
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Because and I'll tell you why.
That's why I say it's a big gamble. That's why I say it's a big gamble. I started this with saying it's a massive gamble.
It's
you know what? You need to make me
purely.
Guys, the only way, right? The only way, if I see, right, these owners are serious, right?
These owners don't know football.
If they sack Lange and they sack Vinay, the Gunnar, get the Gunnar out of my club, right? Yeah. Sack all of them and get Zerbi, which director of football he wants that he can work with. Then I'm seeing some progress for next season, right? Let's say whether we get relegated or not, right? But for the footballing sense of it, that's how I see it. If those 2 get sacked, then I'm seeing they're moving forward. If not, guys, we ain't going anywhere. Nothing has changed. That's all I'm saying.
What happens if they sack them and bring back Levy?
Why?
You know what I wanted? It don't work if Levy's gone, actually. You know that?
To tell the truth, right? I don't think they'll be bringing back Levy unless Levy finds enough money, right, to buy them out. Then Levy will be back.
Well,
Think
I
about it.
heard Levy was going to fucking sue them. Forget about going back.
Yeah, he was going to sue them. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's what we all
guys,
heard.
can we have like a little, guys? Can we have a little like course?
Hmm?
A little what?
Sorry? Oh. TJ?
I know.
Talking about jumpers. Yeah, I finally launched my jumper.
What does that say? I'm into
Spurs.
Oh, I like that.
I'm into Spurs.
I like that. That's clever.
Oh, you're selling merch on YouTube now.
Nice.
Yeah, man. It come in handy. Sorry, I know we're talking about Tottenham, but I just wanted to show off my jumper. My jumper is sick. Like,
I want to get one.
Trust me.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, 100%, bro. Listen, anybody that wants one, hit me up in it. And behind me, I can't show behind me. I'm not wearing any box. Like, I am wearing boxes, but I'm not wearing any pants. So if I show behind
DJ, stop promoting your OnlyFans. Yeah, stop promoting your OnlyFans.
Now I tell you what, price.
All right, going back to the topic. Sorry, I just wanted to show that off.
What's the topic again?
Yeah, what were we talking about?
I was liking Mario's comment. Thanks, Mario, for telling that. He's basically saying it doesn't matter. Zerbi's coming in for a big shock, basically, isn't he? I think when he finds out.
That's not true. That's why with Tudor, the same thing with Tudor. He thought from the outside. He thought, "Oh, I can save them because I've I've got an experienced manager somewhat. He saved these clubs, like you mentioned. You know, he took them from whatever to whatever. But then I think he was in for a massive shock. He got on the training ground with the players, and then it was like a mess, basically. So I think Mario's probably right. You know, I think Zerbi's in for a massive shock. Yeah.
Well, I'll be watching the game with him. I'll be watching the Brighton game with him. So we're going down to the to a pub in Tottenham. So Harry, if you fancy coming down after the game or meeting before the game, feel free.
I'm going to be on another cruise then. Sorry.
Oh no,
No. Okay. Any of you guys going to the parade?
What parade?
The Welcome parade.
I'm not going.
I think it's going to be a Deserby welcome parade.
I'm in the beers. I'll tell you that.
On the boat, so I won't be there. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to sing Kumbaya. Oh, Kumbaya, my lord. Yeah.
Kumbaya.
Anyway, anything you guys want to talk about before we finish the stream? Because I think we spoke on everything pretty much. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. You're not gonna stream until May, right? So you better make your predictions now. The Sunderland game, the Brighton game. What other games have we got?
So
what games?
I've got one more stream next week, and then I'm going away, and then I'm back on the 24th of.
Oh, okay,
April.
yeah. So we got to make that one. The one.
Yeah.
I'll throw back. I won't be able to make it now. Yeah, well, yeah. The thing, I won't be able to make that one next week because I'm in Paris, so I'll just make my prediction right now.
Oh, right, that's nice.
Yeah, so I won't be able to make that one. Yeah, I'm traveling back. So I'll say this.
That's the best way to end this. Do you think we're staying up? Yes or no? That's the best way to end it. Okay. For me, still no. Joseph.
Heart says yes. Head says no. Yeah, there you go. I don't know which one.
Henry,
no. I'll be honest. No, I think we are going to stay up. I'm going to be positive and say yes, but only just. Okay. I think we're going to get 8 points.
Henry, do you think Spurs are going to stay up?
I'm going to say no, purely because based off what I've seen, based off appointing De Zerbi, I just think is definitely the wrong appointment for these players. I really wish I could be on this stream right now and say that you guys are going to stay up, because I really don't want you to go down. But sadly, I just don't think I can say that, honestly.
Eugene?
Of course we're going to stay up. We deserve that new manager bounce. So we're going to win 3 games in a row. We're gonna beat Sunderland. We're gonna beat Brighton. And who's the next one?
Go on, son. I love it. I love the optimism.
Do you guys find it?
Yeah, we have to stay up.
Do you guys find it ironic? Does that
me
be first home game? Yeah, go on.
For me personally, my problem is it's not even that I don't care. Like, I'm kind of Eugene in the don't care what manager is, not in the same way, but more the fact that it's just down to the players. If the players don't want to perform, we ain't staying up, and they've not shown me at all that they want to play for the badge. So that's why I think we're going down. You might have like a little bit of a bounce in the sense that maybe they'll be more attacking, but I still think we're not going to get stay up.
If you look at
I think it does help us. What does help? We still got another week for Sunderland as well, so we've got another week for De Zerbi to get. He's getting his players back now, so he's going to have a week.
We could be the bottom three already because if West Ham,
I know, we could be. We probably will.
You know what? You know what De Zerbi needs to do? He needs to bring all the guys to the whole house and have a party. Now, guys, to tell the truth, right? The important signs that I've been saying, right? 3 games in, and I can tell you whether we're going to stay up or not, right? Because we like what Harry's been saying. No, that like what Harry's been saying, right? It's up to the players now whether they're going to turn up for this manager or not. We do not know because they have not turned up for the other 2 managers. But let's hope they turn up for this manager and we have a chance to stay up. If not, then we'll all join this delegation train. Choo choo.
We won't have a choice at that point.
Nah, I think we'll.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
So Eugene, when are you next live? Are you doing anything
live? No, because Ramadan is over. I'm not sure when is the next time I'll go live. Let me see, maybe on the 8th if I can get off. When I can get off some time from work, right? But I will surely be live on the Sunderland game, the away game. I'll do a watch along for that. And like I said, right, the signs should be there for us to know whether the players are up for it, whether the players have taken to De Zerbi or they're going to throw him under the bus too, I really hope that they would turn around and show up. But, I've been saying, like, Harry, ever since we sacked Frank, right, and when Tudor came in, I really said I don't see us winning another game after that because they are not playing anymore. The players aren't playing anymore. So with a new manager, let's hope maybe we get something out of it. If not, like I said, if the De Zerbi has the balls, he finds out the play.
I'm more like you.
If the De Zerbi
falling out with De Zerbi
that's right. If the players are going to fall out with De Zerbi, right? Then De Zerbi has to make a choice. Drop all those fuckers, put in the youth. That's all. Right?
That's what
show
I was
them
saying.
who's boss. Yeah, show them who's boss. You get what I'm saying? If you're not going to listen to me, right? Get the fuck out.
These owners
That's all I'm gonna say.
Great talkers. They must be great talkers. Like they must have a way of words about them. Because how else did they persuade De Zerbi to join this club? Like,
well, no money, isn't it? Throwing money at him. That's basically how they did it.
It's a stinking shit.
Yeah. Like, who cares? Joseph, remember Conte? He came in on a 1.5-year contract, right? 20 million per year, right? He did what? He did 1 year and blew up and got sacked and got his compensation.
I know. Yep. We are
welcome to Tottenham Hotspur, right?
It's the history
of sacking managers.
And the pressure. What Conte said is true.
I can just imagine in my head a press conference like Conte did again with De Zerbi. I just have this vision in my head that's
I can see that as well. Fiery Italian.
Let's see how that goes, right? But before I go, prediction for Sunderland: Spurs gonna win 3-1. Woo-hoo! And then prediction for Brighton.
I'm doing a stream before Sunderland, so
okay, we'll save it for next week.
I'm gonna go 2-1.
We'll save it for next week. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2-1.
I think we're gonna lose 2. I think we're gonna lose 2-1 tonight. But we'll see.
Nil fucking nil.
Point game.
1 point. Yes.
Hey, Henry could be right? Henry could be right because De Zerbi might say that. Okay, guys, let's put 11 men behind the goalpost and defend like shit. Do that first. At least you can get the clean sheet, right? Yeah. You never know. But guys, I gotta make a move. Catch up with you later.
Okay, we're gonna end the stream now anyway.
Nice meeting you, Henry. Right?
You too.
Take care.
All right.
Yeah, cheers, Eugene. See you, mate.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
I think we're gonna end the stream. So, anyways, come on, you Spurs.
Yeah.